Turk made the remarks citing first-hand accounts. Turk further says the violence in the Rutshuru territory of North Kivu province produced one of the largest documented death tolls in such attacks since the M23 resurgence in 2022. The M23 and the Congolese government have pledged to work towards peace by the 18th of August, after the rebels this year seized more territory than ever before in fighting that killed thousands and displaced hundreds of thousands more. An investigation is underway to find the cause of a military helicopter crash that killed at least 8 people on board, including the Ghana Ministers of Defense and Environment. Ghana's President John Mahama has since declared 3 days of mourning following the crash. President Mahama has also suspended all official activities. The country's flags will fly at half-mast. The cause of the crash is not immediately known. As our correspondent in Accra, Eric Mawena, reports, the ministers were on their way to a government event in the Ashanti region.
What we know is that from eyewitness account from the residents in the Ekrufum town in the Ashanti region where this incident happened, they say that they saw the military helicopter, the Z9 military helicopter, flying at a very low altitude up until the time they had a loud bang, and then they knew something was amiss and began to make their way there. The difficulty with everything as well is that this happened in a dense forest, and it was a mountainous area as well.
The South African Weather Service has issued an alert for between 30 to 60% chance of rain in several provinces, including the Gauteng, Mpumalanga, Limpopo, Northwest Free State and the KwaZulu-Natal provinces. Forecaster Topical says severe thunderstorms, cold temperatures, scattered showers and strong winds will accompany the rain.
The South African Weather Service has issued a yellow level 3 warning for severe thunderstorms with the potential for localized flooding over Gauteng, Limpopo and Mpumalanga. This warning is only valid for Thursday. For Friday, we are seeing a 30% chance of showers and rain over the low field of Mpumalanga and Limpopo, while the rest of the provinces mentioned above will remain clear of rain.
Lastly, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is expected to press his security cabinet to approve his Gaza occupation plan at a meeting later today. It is feared the new military escalation could endanger countless Palestinians and about 20 leaving Israeli hostages. The BBC's Yolanda Nell.
We understand that there will be these evacuation notices issued for Gaza City, where you still have about 1 million people concentrated on the western side. They would be told to move south and given a matter of weeks to do that. And then, according to these reports, Israel's new military offensive there against Hamas would begin. Now, there are reports that Donald Trump is giving Israel a freedom of action in Gaza, but that the US wants to be involved in setting up new aid distribution centers.
For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us at +27 11 714 4459. Channel Africa News, I'm Oneli Tsinzi.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Minutes into 1 p.m. Central African time. I don't know why I felt the need to take a deep breath there, but perhaps it's excitement about the fact that today is a Thursday. Welcome to the show. This is The Upside, bring you all things entertainment, edutainment, infotainment from across the African region, and it's a pleasure to bring you this programming live from the city of Johannesburg in South Africa until 4 p.m. in Central African time. My name is Mmatsheko Mosito, and it's a pleasure to be here this afternoon with you as we look at some interesting conversations to unpack. So today we kickstart on a bit of a frightening note, if I could put it that way. Frightening, all right? This is a story about kidnapping syndicates and how they are just becoming really alarming and concerning. Okay, we're going to use South Africa as an example and look at organized groups that are targeting individuals for ransom, trafficking and theft. If you are living in this region, you may have seen some really disturbing stories on social media of people getting kidnapped, and then some of them really just losing their lives at the hands of these kidnappers. So it's a really, really serious issue, and we're going to unpack that as we kickstart the show in this hour. The golden hour of the show, we're going to be looking at an iconic shopping center. Shopping centers are very popular here. So we're going to be looking at one that is celebrating 21 years, okay? And looking at a celebration of Indian culture, essentially, at this particular shopping center. So it's going to be an extravaganza, right? I'm sure you can already sense that there's going to be a showcase of dance, of food, and all things lifestyle when we look at the celebration of Indian culture. It is called the Made in India market, and it's going to be just a fantastic blend of everything as mentioned: the food, the fashion, the footwear, the accessories, and everything else that matters when we are celebrating culture. So that's something wonderful to look forward to. What caught your eye coming through? I'm going to share with you something that I picked up that may have caught my eye, and I'd love to hear what yours may be as well. So engage with us. We are streaming audio visually on YouTube as well as Facebook. It's Channel Africa. Otherwise, you can also socialize with us on X. Use the hashtag The Upside. We're also on TikTok and on Instagram. Hello, Thursday.
Midday vibes, great programming, and good company. This is Channel Africa. Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la double K or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Tamo kutuli bwanji ndi Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. And join the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Você é fluente em português? É apaixonado por rádio e quer trabalhar na África do Sul? Você tem documentos que o qualificam para trabalhar na África do Sul? Nesse caso, podemos ter uma oportunidade para você trabalhar no Canal África. Envie seu currículo e demonstração para Canal África at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Lembre-se, se você não receber alguma resposta nossa em 14 dias, isso significa que você não foi selecionado. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
The Upside. On the Upside, your voice matters.
Hapo zamani mama siku ya hivi mama. Aibo hapo zamani mama shauri ya pombe. Nindi mbona ndilikila nje ngenxa yamabulu babo. Nindi mbona ningena ngenxa yabelungu babo. Hapa zamani mama, siku ya hivi, mama. Aibo hapa zamani mama, shauri ya pombe. Nini mbona ndisula nje, ngena kaya mawetu, mama. Nini mbona ndisula nje, ngenxa yabelungu babo. Baleka bulu, sizobuya, sizoke, sizobuya ekhaya. Baleka bulu, sizobuya, sizoke, sizobuya ekhaya. Ah. Hapa zamani mama, siku ya hivi, mama. Aibo hapa zamani mama, shauri ya pombe. Nilimbona nilichila nje, ngenxa yamabulu babo. Nilimbona ninganakaya nje, ngenxa yabelungu babo. Baleka bulu, sizobuya, sizoke, sizobuya ekhaya. Baleka bulu, sizobuya, sizoke, sizobuya ekhaya. Baleka bulu, sizobuya, sizoke, sizobuya ekhaya. Baleka bulu, sizobuya, sizoke,
Nothing quite as amazing as African women who take a stand like this one. She is one of my permanent favorites. Her name is Somika Koma, and she is based in New York City. I mean, she grew up there, but she always just pays tribute to where she's from. Heritage from Rwanda and Uganda combined, thanks to her wonderful parents who have birthed her and made sure that she fulfills this wonderful dream of really sort of putting forth some really important messages that are politically inclined through the music. This one is taken off a very well-researched project that pays tribute to the life of Miriam Makeba. And this particular song you heard is her reimagination of a grand classic by Miriam Makeba, Hapo Zamani. And it's not just her kind of reverberating the sound as tribute for Miriam Makeba. It's also for Dorothy Masugu. It's also for Nina Simone. You know, all the wonderful feminines that came through and fought for something. and had a cause that they stood by. So it is always just so beautiful to see how this magic continues through the music in contemporary African spaces. Welcome to the first hour of The Upside with Mmatsheko Mosito until 4 p.m. A pleasure to have you join us. So we're going to start with a very serious issue and really highlighting what is going on with kidnapping syndicates. Very frightening. We can either ignore the issue, or we can face it head on and try and inform ourselves so that we can find some kind of solution in terms of how we can tackle this. So we're going to be looking at this in just a short moment. Let's just take a quick break. We'll return.
Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. Gender-based violence is destroying lives and tearing communities apart. It happens in homes, in schools, at workplaces, and too often in silence. But it doesn't have to continue. If you see it, speak out. If you are hurting, reach out. Because doing nothing is not an option. Listen to all 19 SABC radio stations from Wednesday, 23rd of July for hard talk, discussions, advice, dramas, educational shows, and interviews around GBV with experts, survivors, lawmakers, and the whole country affected by gender-based violence. For all your favorite SABC radio stations, call 0800 428 428 to report abuse or get help. GBV, it ends with you. This message is brought to you by the SABC. The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
This is my decision. This is my decision. I don't think you listen. You listen. I don't think you listen. For me to come out, it must mean I'm not the dog. It must mean I'm not the same. It must mean I'm on your case. For me to come out, it means that I'm not the dog. I want to show you my world. Give me one break, I need faith. Faith to believe you, faith to receive you. Give me something I'm lacking. I don't need nothing. You are my everything. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me, only you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only make me your matter. Make me your matter. Make me your matter. Show me substance. Make me a person. Make me a person. Give me one break, I need faith. Faith to believe you, faith to receive you. Give me something I'm lacking. I don't need nothing. You are my everything. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me, only you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you.
Interruptions. Just the music you love on Channel Africa.
Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you. Only me and you.
20 minutes past 1 p.m. in Central African time. One of Africa's most brightest stars, as you and I speak, Thames, with me and you. Definitely a hit maker, and we're so proud of her. All right, let's talk about a very serious matter that really affects you, whether you are directly or indirectly affected. You are affected, is the point. So we are going to be shining the light on a deeply concerning issue that is affecting a lot of South Africans at this time. Kidnapping syndicates. It looks like they're growing bolder and unfortunately becoming more organized as well. Women in particular are increasingly targeted during what should be everyday activities like using rides for e-hailing services, for example. What was once seen as a safe way to get around is now becoming a dangerous trap. So we're going to be speaking to Andile Malinga about a recent incident involving a young woman who narrowly escaped an attempt kidnapping during an Uber ride to a gig. Her story underscores the urgent need for stronger safety measures to be taken and action against these criminal groups. So stay with us as we unpack this with Andile. Thank you very much for joining us on Channel Africa. Welcome to the show, Andile.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. Talk to us about, what took place with regards to the story that I mentioned.
So basically, I had received an invite in the form of a job to go and promote a place in Maboneng. So the person that had sent out the invite also was responsible for organizing the transport. So they actually wanted me to come earlier because according to them, it was like a day event, just going all out to the night. So when I finally made the decision to go, they let me know that there was someone else in my area that was supposed to attend the same event. So that would be sharing an Uber. So I got ready. They requested, they sent me a link. Literally, I clicked on it, bolt, and finally the Uber got to my place because it picked the other person up first. So when I went downstairs, the car was the same car, but the other mistake I made was I didn't really check to confirm the number plate. So it just looked a little scrubbed up and just messy. But yeah, the other guy was at the back and the other one was the driver in the front seat. So I immediately had immediately hid my phone in my pocket. Then I went into the. So my phone was on battery low, and when I'm traveling, I hardly buy data because I'm connected to the internet at home. So my decision was I'm just not gonna use it the whole way, and I'll just take it out when we get there so I can charge it. So we got in the car, we started driving. They made multiple attempts to borrow my phone. So the first excuse was, may I please use your phone to communicate with the person, who's hosting the event because, he said his was off. So I said, okay, mine is also battery low. So let's not use it now. Let's wait till we get to the event. Then we can text him so we do not, exhaust my battery as well. Then he went on to ask for a power bank. So I took it out of my bag. I was wearing a slim bag. So I was wearing it over my head, on my shoulders. So I then took out my pepper spray and I put it in between my thighs. He looked at me but in that moment he thought it was cologne because he asked to use it too. So then I just took out the other cologne and I gave it to him. So when I gave him the power bank, he said he was using an iPhone, so my charger was Type-C. I then said, okay, then I have to take it back because you have to wait till we get there. So then the driver made an offer to borrow him his power bank. That's when I kind of realized everything was wrong. Because with the driver, not to say this in a bad way, but the profile was, Zulu. And even when I first got into the car, to me, he was Zulu, the way he spoke, everything. But when he offered that power bank, there was a change in accent. And then I just started trying to piece everything together. So I then tried to create a conversation and ask the guy next to me, so do you know, what do you know about this event? Do you know the person who's hosting the event? Do they actually own a scrapyard? Because before I left the house, I had done my research. I took the number, I put it on Truecaller. I checked, it was registered under a panel beating company. And so when I asked that question, he went into straight panic. Like, why scrapyard? Why are you asking about a scrapyard? And I said, no, I'm just asking because, I don't just go to an event without searching where I'm going and everything. So he asked to see my phone again. He's like, oh, let me see, really? I was like, okay, you know what? I also don't have internet, so let's just, forget it. So the driver kept making he kept taking glances at me with the front mirror. He was wearing on a sport hat, and I could see a scar under his eyes. The guy next to me was also wearing a cap. So in that moment, I also turned to the side to really look at him. And it was in that moment I realized the guy in the car next to me is the one that I was speaking to on the phone.
Right.
'Cause I even had video call to confirm identity and everything. So it was literally in the last moments when we were on the M1. I think right after we passed Kilani, the driver went off the road and he kind of pretended his car was shutting down. So I just tried to sit up straight and he turned off the car completely. Then he turned back and he took out a metal stick and he said, you have to cooperate. So a lot of things became clear in that moment, but I remember laughing and I said to him, okay, what do you want? But please know I'm also armed and my phone has already called emergency services, which kind of made him more and more angry. Then he hit me with his metal stick and he bust my lip. Then the other guy was grabbing me. The one that was at the back was grabbing me by my jacket on my waist. So I said, okay. He said, where's your phone? I said, it's in my bag. He said, take it out. I said, okay, just take the bag and take it out, please, and let me go. Then he said, no, take out your phone now. So also in that moment, for me, I know my phone is not in my bag. So if I also act slow, then they'll end up just realizing it's not in the bag and I won't have a chance. So I reached into my bag, but instead I just opened my thighs, took my pepper spray, and I just let it out on the whole car.
Okay. Andile, I don't know if we've got an extra 10 minutes that you can spare with us for us to continue the story. This is very frightening, and I think just hearing it firsthand from a woman that's experienced it might save another life. And I want to thank you for having the courage to share. So if you could just stay on the line with us. We are speaking with Andile Malenga, who recently experienced a terrifying attempted kidnapping during a ride hailing trip, if I could call it that. What should have been a routine journey, to a gig innocently, just turned out to be an absolute nightmare. And it's highlighting a very disturbing trend of organized kidnapping syndicates that are targeting passengers, especially women, which makes it all the more scary. So Andile and I are going to continue our conversation after sports and econ. It's 1:30.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
A very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Musibu Dimakura with the latest sports news at the Sawa. So despite a squad that is made up of fully unknown players, some even without a club in South Africa, the Bafana Bafana team is now ready to go all the way in the Chan tournament. So that team are heading into this Chan tournament with a surprising lineup. 12 unattached players as well as several unfamiliar faces have made the final 25-man list. South Africa will face off with Algeria in their Group C opener at the Mandela Stadium in Nambole in Kampala in Uganda tomorrow. So Bafana defender Wade Yusta wants to make a statement right from the start, with Algeria having already played their first match. The South African team had the chance now to study their opponents very carefully. South Africa is in Group C alongside Algeria, Uganda, Niger, as well as Guinea, at tough group, which might just see the surprise teams actually making it into the knockout stages of this competition. Onto this now. Former Comrades Marathon winner Nick Bester has criticised the decision to move the Cape Town Marathon to May of 2025, warning that a new date could negatively affect the race. Organisers confirm the event will take place on the 8th of May next year instead of the traditional October slot. The 2025 edition, with over 20,000 entries, will still take place on the 19th of October. Bester believes the October timing was ideal and that moving it to May places it uncomfortably close to the Two Oceans Marathon in April, as well as the Comrades Marathon in June, making it difficult for elite athletes to properly prepare for all three events.
Perfect spot in the calendar on the South African running calendar, October. There's nothing happening major, except the Soweto in November. But now he's competing with the Two Oceans and the Comrades in the spec of a couple of weeks apart.
Well, the 1991 Comrades Marathon champion has expressed concerns about the ongoing uncertainty surrounding other major races, including the Soweto Marathon, as well as the City-to-City Marathon. While he welcomed the fact that the Cape Town Marathon will still take place this year, he also noted that its full potential is hindered by various logistical as well as scheduling limitations.
It's 50-50, so we don't know if City-to-City is going to take place. I've got so many athletes that want to run that. We don't know. Soweto is going to take place, so was definite. Luckily, the Cape Town Marathon is taking place. But it looks like the Cape Town Marathon limit the elite field. So that also is a problem. We can't get in all our elite guys into the Cape Town Marathon field because they are very strict guidelines. It's difficult to speak to them. It's difficult to talk to them. The elite manager there was difficult. So we still got a lot of fast athletes that want to run a Cape Town Marathon, but they don't been allowed elite status. So they.
On to tennis news now. There is no end to the drama as well as the dream run of 18-year-old Victoria Mboko at the Canadian Open tennis tournament. So the Canadian recorded the greatest feat of her journey in Montreal by rallying from a match point down in a semi-final match against the world number 9 Elina Rybakina of Kazakhstan last night. Now the world number 85 beat the former Wimbledon champion 1-6, 6-5 and 7-6, and will face a resurgent Naomi Osaka of Japan in the final. Now the four-time Grand Slam champion and the former world number 1 defeated the world number 17 Clara Toussaint of Denmark 6-2, 7-6 as well as 6-2. Osaka will now make her first appearance in a WTA 1000 final since Miami in 2022. Meanwhile, the Canadian Men's Open final in Toronto will be contested by American Ben Shelton as well as Karen Khachanov of Russia. Shelton defeated compatriot as well as the second seed Taylor Fritz in straight sets, while Khachanov upset the top seed Alexander Zverev of Germany 6-3, 4-6 and 7-6. It's a wrap from the sports desk at the Sawa. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Musibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Grande nouvelle à Channel Africa. Vous pouvez désormais écouter et regarder vos émissions préférées sur Channel Africa. Channel Africa diffuse maintenant en direct sur Internet et sur tous nos réseaux sociaux de 6h à 21h, heure d'Afrique centrale. Sur Channel Africa 1. Téléchargez l'application SABC Plus ou visitez notre site internet www.channelafrica.co.za et rejoignez-nous en direct sur toutes nos pages réseaux sociaux Channel Africa 1. Channel Africa est désormais en diffusion audiovisuelle uniquement pour le plaisir de vos yeux et vos oreilles. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
1:35 on the digital clock. Welcome to the first hour of The Upside. Let's get a quick update from the business desk.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thank you, Mmatsheko. Good afternoon. The Black Business Council has criticized South Africa's Trade, Industry and Competition Department for not moving fast enough to mitigate the effects of the tariffs that are due to take effect in less than 24 hours' time. Tens of thousands of jobs are at risk, with South Africa's agricultural and automotive sectors projected to be among the most affected. The council's president is Elias Munache.
We tend to do things in a long, tedious process, and that creates a major problem because we're not responding quicker enough. So the response time, if it's quicker, it then cautions the impact and the implications of our respective sectors.
The South African Farmers Development Agency says the U.S. imposed 30% tariff on South African imports is crippling many farmers, especially in the cane growing industry in the KwaZulu-Natal province. He says many farmers who export their fresh produce to the U.S. will not be able to make any profit. In the province's post-budget speech consultative engagement, SAFDA's chairperson Dr. Siyabonga Madlala called on government to help businesses to secure alternative international markets.
Actually, the agricultural sector in KwaZulu-Natal is actually a lot to do with sugar cane as well. SAFTA being an organization in the sugar sector, government has been assisting us a lot in terms of changing the trajectory of the sugar industry. We've got a master plan in place which has actually taken the industry upward in the upward trajectory. Now, with Trump actually imposing these tariffs, we see this undermining the spirit of the AGOA, and we are losing what would have been a lucrative market.
The South African government is moving towards a total ban of microbeads. The Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment Department has published draft regulations. They are aimed at banning the production, distribution, sale, import and export of plastic microbeads and products containing them. The regulations target tiny solid plastics particles under 5 millimeters found in, among others, cosmetics, personal care items, toiletries, and Lulama Makia reports.
Minister Dr. Dion George says the aim is to curb the devastating impact of the microbeads on the marine ecosystems and food chains. Once enacted, the rules will impose a blanket prohibition on these microbeads. Penalties for non-compliance include fines of up to 10 million rand or imprisonment of up to 20 years in cases of repeated offences.
Vietnamese President Luong Quang has begun a 4-day state visit to Angola aimed at boosting trade, investment and technical cooperation. President João Lourenço will focus on agriculture, energy, education and infrastructure. Both sides are expected to sign agreements to expand bilateral trade and strengthen South-South collaboration. Officials say the visit could transform long-standing political solidarity into deeper economic partnerships, with Angola serving as a gateway to African markets and Vietnam offering expertise in agriculture and manufacturing. Angolan analyst Jose Gama.
There's a lot of Vietnamese interpreters investing in Angola or living even in the country. That's why Angola wants to have that opportunity to open the doors to Vietnam.
$1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,000 naira 527. Botswana 13 pula 39. Kenya the dollar is at 128 shilling 599. Zambia 22 kwacha 90. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is at 5 real 48. Russia 79 rubles 93. India 87 rupee 4. China 7 yuan 18. South Africa 17 rand 81 cents. $1 is trading at 75 pence to the British pound, 86 to the euro. Looking at commodities, gold is at $3,372. Platinum at $1,317 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil at $67.60 a barrel. That is all for now. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanduko Ligege.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Get the news, music, and lifestyle of Africa on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Africa, meet Abedi.
Yeah, that's me.
Abedi is a music lover through and through.
I really love African music.
He's got a taste for all kinds of tunes and spends his days listening to Channel Africa. Guess what? He didn't know.
Okay.
Channel Africa wants to help Abedi and all music lovers everywhere to discover even more incredible music. That is why Channel Africa is calling on all African musicians to submit their music. Musicians, remember to give us all your relevant information. Make your submissions at music@channelafrica.co.za. Submissions are your chance to be heard on radio. But sadly, they do not guarantee that you will be playlisted. All submissions will be carefully reviewed to see if they meet our station's requirement. Channel Africa, the African perspective. We take no sides, none whatsoever. We are the upside.
19 minutes to go till it's 2 p.m. in Central African time. Welcome back. So today, in conversation with Andile Malinga, who just experienced a very disturbing and unfortunate attempted kidnapping during an e-hailing ride trip to her gig. All right, Andile has been generous enough to share her story with you and I think most importantly really about raising awareness is what she's here about, to raise awareness about the urgent need for better safety measures. Andile, welcome back and thanks for staying on the line. I'm really concerned. I want to know how you managed to escape the attackers, because where we left off the story before we went to take economics news was when you were talking about, how they then physically attacked you with their metal stick. So how did you actually manage to escape?
Thank you for having me. So in that whole moment after I had pepper sprayed the car, the guy next to me is the one that started coughing first. Like it kind of affected him quickly. But the guy with the stick and the one in front, it just made him more angry. Then that's when he started coming for my eyes, my face with the metal stick. And at one point, he literally stepped straight into my eye. So in that moment, I had to drop the pepper spray and just tried to use my hands to cover my face. And I just started screaming, "Siri, please call 10-111. Siri, please call emergency services." And then he stopped and he asked, and he said to this one, take that phone. But they still couldn't see it because it was in my pocket. So he then, I think he dropped his metal stick down. Then he was attempting to restart his car, and he asked the guy at the back to push me out. So things became blur in that moment because I don't know how exactly I managed to jump out of the car. But I somehow did open the door, and as I was coming out, he grabbed my jacket, and I just pulled back with so much force, and he just ended up tearing my bag off of me. So when I was out of the car, I didn't look back. I didn't even, want to try and fight for the bag anymore. I just ran on the freeway backwards. So it was a one-way. For someone to come back on the side, they would have to go and make a U-turn.
Yeah.
So I just kept running and trying to stop cars and just screaming. But at some time, like in one moment I stopped because I felt like no one was seeing me. No car was stopping. And I looked back, their car was still there. Then I just started panicking because I thought if they open my bag and they realize there's actually no phone, just a power bank and a charger and house keys, maybe it might make them more angry and one can run after me.
Yeah.
So I just I started looking around trying to analyze the area. Then I remembered, oh, my phone is in my pocket and emergency services was already on the line.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't hear them because my
Okay.
phone was not on speaker. So
Yeah. Andile, just in the interest of time, because we're running out of time, I really just want to get, just very quickly, have you pressed charges? And also, what changes would you like to see from, e-hailing services? You said you used Bolt, hey?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's important to mention. Have you pressed charges, firstly? And secondly, what kind of measures would you like to see, companies like Bolt do to protect passengers better in the future?
Okay, so with the charges, I did attempt or try to, but the police literally came 5 hours later and I had to call back 5-6 times. And in that moment, I was just so tired. I ended up just going home because no one was actively doing anything. So I just ended it and I went home. But I did follow up, tried to call the other police station. I sent their profiles to them because I found them on Facebook.
Right.
But still, no one took any action. So I just let it go. Also, with in terms of the changes I'd like to see on apps like Bolt, personally, I've stopped using Bolt. I've deleted it. And
good for you.
I would love for them to add more safety options like panic buttons, some of the features that Uber has, because honestly, a lot of we can be saved if some of those features were there. We could easily navigate them. So I would really love for them to take this more, really scan people that sign in to be drivers, not allowing the use of friends' profiles or someone creating a profile for someone, just being strict with such. Yeah.
100%. Oh, Andile, this is traumatizing. It's just so unfortunate that we're speaking to you that after you've experienced this. But I think for many women, and it doesn't even matter in this country whether it's day or night, we're always at risk. And that is just a deep concerning issue. But thank you so much for your bravery. I really hope that you are taking the time to get some help, medical assistance, getting a therapist, and take care. And thank you very much for highlighting the story and for alerting other women about what is happening out there. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Andile Malenga, who is just terrible victim of an attempted kidnapping after she took a Bolt service to a gig. It's just so unfortunate. All right, let's do this. Let's take a break. And then when we return, I want us to rope in word from a therapist. Diana Bamala is going to be joining us. She specializes in trauma and mental wellness. And we really are going to speak briefly with her about these attempted kidnappings, and just how victims can then get assistance should they experience something similar to Andile Malenga. Stay with us.
We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. In this episode of Channel Africa Conversations, Peter talks to Dr. Thulisile Buddha, an academic, author, and an expert in indigenous knowledge systems. Join us for a compelling discussion on preserving African languages and traditions in the digital era. Dr. Thulisile unpacks the role of educators, explorers, and how technologies like AI can support cultural preservation, and challenges us to rethink how we honor African heritage. You can find the episode on YouTube, SABC Plus, and on our website, channelafrica.co.za. This episode is a must-listen for educators, creators, and change makers across the continent. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
All right, joining us now to provide insight into the emotional impact of traumatic experiences like the one we heard from Andile Malinga is therapist Diana Bamala. Diana specializes in trauma and mental wellness, and she'll help us to understand how such events actually affect the survivors and what support they need to heal and regain their sense of safety. Very, very important. Diana, thank you very much for joining us on almost said on Television Africa, on Channel Africa. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Diana. Very, very serious issue. You know, let's talk about what some of the common emotional responses someone might experience after an attempted kidnapping.
Well, thank you so much. So generally when we're talking about trauma, people have got different kind of traumas, but when it comes to kidnapping, when it comes to rape, it's something that leaves a sport, and it actually doesn't really sit well with anyone, and it has got a lot of stigma associated with the trauma. It has got a
Diana?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, you can continue. I can hear you.
All right. So I was saying that when it comes to trauma generally, it has got a lot of stigma also that do come with it. It's someone who is coming in from a kidnapping, someone who has been taken by force. It's something that is unlawful. It's something that they do not want. They don't know. They haven't been conscious about what exactly is going to be happening to them. They have got fears, but a whole lot of things that are coming in. So now when it comes to trauma generally, these people have got heightened sense of anxiety. They have got fear that you cannot really control, and sometimes even if you try to calm them down, they've got panic attacks. Sometimes they can be just delusional about so many things. They can be thinking a whole lot, and at the end of the day, it's not something that you would say that as an individual I can take it in, I can heal, I can just be someone who can. So first and foremost, when it comes to trauma generally, these people need to accept and acknowledge that they have experienced a traumatic experience, an experience that was endangered their lives. They have that almost endanger them or almost kill them or almost have them in a space that is comfortable. So acknowledging is something that they need to do, because some of them live in delusional spaces where they think each and every time they are not safe. Even they after, they will be just thinking maybe it might happen this time. Some of them might isolate themselves and not even be in the spaces that they can feel safe. So acknowledging it helps them to calm down their anxiety, the fears that they have, and also it's a coping mechanism. Just now I'm safe. Someone tried to rape me, someone tried to kidnap me, but it didn't happen, so I'm in a safe space. And also they need to be patient with themselves, because the body, the mind, they're all going through different forms, and there's no balance in their homeostasis. Everything is just upside down. They're feeling scared. They just want someone to be there for them. So they need also to be people need to be patient with them and not rush them. And they need also to be patient with themselves, acknowledging that this is something that happened without me being cautious or without me acknowledging whatever that was, without my consent. So they need to just be patient with themselves. And also in these times, I advise people not to make any major decision that I'm going to cancel my life, I'm not going to get married, I'm not going to travel, that they need to avoid making any other decision and just be patient with themselves. taking each and every moment as they come. And this includes self-care. And when we're talking about self-care, we're now talking about different things, affirming themselves that they are safe, because this is one of the important things that they need to continue telling their mind. I am safe. I am safe. And also that with that, also affirmations and all, it needs a support system, a family that, or friends or people that surround them that they feel comfortable around.
Okay. Okay, Diana, I think I'm going to let you go. We're struggling a little bit with your line, but I think we got the gist of what you're saying. There's a lot of family support, community support that is needed.
People whom you're going to say, these people are going. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. But I want to thank you, Diana, for your time. I think you've given us just an overview of what is important if somebody experiences a traumatic experience. Thank you very much for your time.
That's okay. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Diana Bamala, who is joining us in her capacity as a trauma and mental wellness therapist.
This August, we celebrate the strength, brilliance, and unstoppable spirit of African women.
It was the women themselves who strove for and got the changes by lobbying, going through NGOs, and by networking.
That's you, ladies. From the boardroom to the classroom, from the marketplace to the microphone, women are leading, innovating, and transforming our continent every day.
Oh, here's to knowing that as a woman, your voice can change the world.
Your voice matters. Your story inspires. Your presence is powerful. This Women's Month, we honor you. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa.
Come give me that. Jump up on my body like animal. Dance make you feel like carnival. I go lock you down like criminal. One touch feeling like 1 million. People just say watch you like a cinema. Wine bandit thing like carnival. Make sure you do nobody else like you. Baby, don't whine on your seat, come give me that. Jump up on my body like animal. Dance make you feel like carnival. I go lock you down like criminal. One touch feeling like 1 million. People just they watch you like a cinema. Wine bandit thing like carnival. Make sure you do nobody else like me. Tested, approved, and trusted. Tested, approved, and trusted. Oh, please believe. Tested, approved, and trusted. Tested, approved, and trusted. In the middle of all of these beautiful girls in the world where they dance on the floor. I stayed on mine and not to bend them. Me, I just want some for decent. Baby, gyrate your waistline. Roll it down, no slow down. Just bring them to me now. Submit now, no teasing. Yeah. Baby, don't whine on your seat, come give me that. Jump up on my body like animal. Dance make you feel like carnival. I go lock you down like criminal. One touch feeling like 1 million. People just they watch you like a cinema. Wine bandit thing like carnival. Make sure you do nobody else like me. One jassy, the way you do fantastic. Have to put on glasses. Make you no blind me with this your body. When I see you whining for the wall, make me want to turn into the wall. Make me feel like we know they for real life. Everything nice where you are. Baby, don't whine on your seat, come give me that. Jump up on my body like animal. Dance make you feel like carnival. I go lock you down like criminal. One touch feeling like 1 million.
Thank you for staying with us here on Channel Africa. A pleasure to have you join us for The Upside until 4 p.m. in Central African Time. Burna Boy coming through with his hit, Trusted, Approved, or Tested, Approved, and Trusted. And that is what you can expect from our news desk, because Onelen Nzinzi has the latest news.
Broadcasting in 5 different languages, connecting the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective. SABC News, the African perspective.
Thank you, Mmatsheko. Looking at your top stories, the United Arab Emirates accused of sending foreign fighters to back the paramilitary rapid support forces in Sudan, and Israel's Prime Minister to press for Gaza occupation plan. The latest news. Greetings to our listeners. Sudan is accusing the United Arab Emirates of sending foreign fighters to back the paramilitary rapid support forces in the Darfur region against the Sudanese armed forces. Abu Dhabi has denied these claims, with Colombia as not issuing a statement yet. Naba Mohedin reports from Sudan.
It's not the first time that Sudan is accusing United Arab Emirates of backing and fueling the fighting in Sudan. UAE has always denied all of the accusations, despite that Sudan has filed an official complaint in United Nations Security Council. Some U.S. diplomats and UN experts verified that Colombian mercenaries contributed in the fighting and are training RSF. Some allied groups, Darfur allied groups, confirmed that at least 80 Colombian mercenaries were seen in and around Al-Fashir and are training RSF to use drone and artillery and are fighting with them. Colombia has officially apologized to the Sudanese government.
The judgment in a legal dispute between the Zambian government and the family of the late former President Edgar Lungu is expected tomorrow. The Lungu family is insisting that the former president's body be laid to rest in South Africa, while the Zambian government says he should be repatriated and buried at Embassy Park in the capital, Lusaka. The director of CIC Press Team, an online media house in Zambia, and president of the Lusaka Press Club, Edward Roy Mackay.
Unfortunately, some of these issues are already active in court. However, judgment is coming tomorrow. However it will go. Of course, that question, as journalists, we posed it to the Attorney General of Zambia, who is Mr. Kabesha Mulilo. They view, especially if you can quote the Attorney General properly. He's been very consistent in saying that we hope that the judgment goes in government favor, so that the late president is buried with all the state accolades accorded to him, as per our tradition in Zambia.
South Africa's Minister in the Presidency, Nkumbudzo Ntshabeni, has welcomed the progress made so far in preparations for the upcoming G20 meeting to be held in South Africa later this year. Ntshabeni says approximately 80 of the 132 planned official meetings on the G20 calendar have already taken place. She says the negotiations of the ministerial outcome documents and related high-level outcomes have begun. Ntshabeni was addressing the media on cabinet meeting outcomes.
South Africa has introduced the cost of capital review, which is a critical step toward creating a fairer global financial system that enables developing countries to invest in infrastructure, healthcare, education, and climate resilience. All the recognized G20 engagement groups have presented their work programs and priorities. The US has indicated their return to full participation in the G20 meetings, albeit at a level of undersecretary. The following meetings took place in July: the 4th G20 Finance and Central Bank Deputies Meeting, Pandemic Response Financing Stimulation Exercise, and update on the Global Sovereign Debt Roundtable.
The South African Weather Service has issued an alert for between 30 to 60% chance of rain in several provinces, including the Gauteng, Mpumalanga, Limpopo, Northwest Free State, and the KwaZulu-Natal provinces. Forecaster Tukullo Chilwane says severe thunderstorms, cold temperatures, scattered showers, and strong winds will accompany the rain.
The South African Weather Service has issued a yellow level 3 warning for severe thunderstorms with the potential for localized flooding over Gauteng, Limpopo, and Mpumalanga. This warning is only valid for Thursday. For Friday, we are seeing a 30% chance of showers and rain over the low field of Mpumalanga and
And lastly, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is expected to press the Security Cabinet to approve his Gaza occupation plan at a meeting later today. It is feared the new military escalation could endanger countless Palestinians and about 20 leaving Israeli hostages. The BBC's Yolanda now.
We understand that there will be these evacuation notices issued for Gaza City, where you still have about 1 million people concentrated on the western side. They would be told to move south and given a matter of weeks to do that. And then, according to these reports, Israel's new military offensive there against Hamas would begin. Now, there are reports that Donald Trump is giving Israel a freedom of action in Gaza, but that the US wants to be involved in setting up new aid distribution centers.
Recapping on your top stories, Sudan is accusing the United Arab Emirates of sending foreign fighters to back the paramilitary rapid support forces in the Darfur region against the Sudanese armed forces. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us at +27 11 714 4459. Channel Africa News, I'm Oneli Tsinzi.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Welcome to the golden hour of the upside. It's just after 2 p.m. in Central African time, 6 minutes to be exact. Thank you very much for staying with us. So we are going to be acknowledging cultural celebrations. Very exciting because today it is about Indian-inspired celebrations. We're going to be talking about the Made in India market that's going to be taking place here in South Africa at one of the shopping centers. Okay, a very popular shopping center is going to be turning up the heat with a very vibrant Made in India market, and we're going to talk about that. But I've just been thinking about Indian-inspired markets in particular, and the celebration thereof, that are always, all the time, characterized by, vibrant colors, rich tradition, a strong sense of community. It's always just so beautiful to attend any Indian event, really, whether it's a wedding or a marketplace like the one we're going to talk about. But their events are wide-ranging. Because India is such a big place, and there's Northern Indian culture and Southern Indian culture and Dravidian and this and that. So many different things, right? So they're wide-ranging. So we're looking at religious festivals, for example, like Diwali. We're looking at the celebration of Holi, to markets and all kinds of cultural heritage-related celebrations, as it were. Speaking of Diwali, actually, that's coming up later on in the year. I think it's celebrated in around October. So look out for Diwali as a celebration. I know that they're very inclusive in the Festival of Lights, and they love to share food, and and it really signifies something so beautiful when you look at it universally. Diwali signifies the triumph of good over evil. I mean, if that's not something wonderful to celebrate, I don't know what is. So festivals like Diwali, like Holi, like Bihu, that are going to be coming up again in the year 2026 are just some of the popular ones. I mean, there are other religious activities that happen in the actual country of India. But in South Africa, we're going to be looking at all kinds of vibrant things, colors, rich traditions, and a celebration of community. So we're going to be speaking to one of the organizers of this particular event, in fact, a manager at this particular shopping center. Her name is Priyanka Singh, and she's going to tell us more about the Made in India market. Have you been to an India celebration or an Indian celebration, a wedding, a festival? a dance concert, whatever the case is. Listen, I'd love to hear what you got, and perhaps you can share pictures with us of what you wore. I would love to see that. Hashtag The Upside on social media, particularly on X, if you'd like to share anything with us there.
Call us on +27 63 406 9126.
I can see my whole world changing.
And contribute to the conversation. Hi there. Do you want to elevate your business and give it a voice in South Africa and Africa as a whole? Well, in that case, let Channel Africa make this a possibility. Channel Africa is willing to advertise your business for as little as 30,000 rands or $1,719.18. To get access to these great rates, send all requests to mokoenata@SABC. That's MOKOENATA@SABC. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Africa in Business on Channel Africa.
An investigation by South Africa's non-profit organization Open Secrets has found that telecoms company MTN has played a role in shutting down the internet during elections and wars in Sudan, Cameroon, Iran, Afghanistan, and Uganda, thus enabling governments to silence the opposition.
Interestingly, this isn't just unique to MTN. I think the report also looks at Vodacom DRC as being a proponent of one of these violations, particularly in shutting down the internet during the elections in 2018 and 2019. Autocratic regimes are able to utilize the licenses that they have with these telecom companies, basically to, suppress political dissent. And the result is that many people are left without connectivity. And not only does this affect people's ability to communicate with their loved ones and access vital emergency services, but also at a very basic level of access to information.
The Open Secrets investigator, Lu Fono Ntuli.
Africa in Business on Channel Africa. Weekdays from 1 to 2 p.m. Central African Time. Your afternoons just got even better. Fresh and exciting. The Upside, hooking you up with today's news from an African perspective.
We ain't even got a track on it. I got many blessings, I could brag on it. I've been through the fire, I could talk on it. And I heard it on the street that they got love for me.
Oh, show Baba. Now Baba gonna make me come and swag on. Then they got to me anytime when the song's on. Then they see the light, they shining, then they run come.
Now you see, say we they run the city. I don't think that any one of you can step to titty. I just wanna sing the song. Break it down, oh yeah, shake it to the conga,
yeah. Baba God don't bless us. Now why we they talk this matter, yeah. Some people want to pull me down, I still they walk away.
No be say them say, no need to like say you know no. No be say them say, my brother.
Oh yeah, Joe for me, I do bear for one. And no one is okay, I do bear for one. Oh yeah, go mole, I do bear for one. Jacka Jones okay.
Brother, if I start to talk, the thing where I don't take my eyes, see we no going. My brother, we no going. If I start to count, the thing where my back God, they don't do it, no going. My sister, we no going. If I start to talk, the thing where my back God, they don't do it, no going.
My sister,
we no going. If I start to count all the blessings my back God, they keep me, we no going. My brother, I no going. Oh yeah, throw your hands up in the air for me. If you feel it, sing along, sing the song for me. You can pop anything, lift the bill for me. When the sun comes on, know your job for me.
No follow them, they complain. Make you no forget, say Baba God day. Every day is a good day. Holiday from Monday to Sunday.
Oh yeah, kumole, oh yeah, it's okay. Oh yeah, pate, what show them problem no day. See my life today, blessings every day. And they shine so bright.
Did they make them they wonder why we they so composed? Anything we do, we they in control. Anywhere we go, then they won't follow. And anything we touch, we they turn to gold. Oh yeah, Joe for me, I do bear for one. And no one is okay, I do bear for one. Oh yeah, go mole, I do bear for one. Jacka Jones okay.
Brother, if I start to talk, the thing where I don't take my eyes, see we don't end. If I start to count all the blessings Baba gonna give me, we no go end. My brother, he no go end. When money no pay, every day they say, friends they come and go, but you no leave me alone. Waiting man never see, waiting man never see, waiting man never hear, waiting man never hear. You are take some time, you are take some time, but you always there, you always there. If I start to talk, the thing with Baba God, it don't do it no go end. My sister, we no go end. If I start to count all the blessings Baba God, they give me, we no go end. My brother, he no go end.
Coming through with music by Nigeria's Tiwa Savage with Dr. Sid. If I Start to Talk, the title of the song. Thank you for joining us for the golden hour of the Upside, with you for this afternoon until 4 p.m. in Central African Time. If you've just started listening, well, guess what? You're in time for the Made in India market, okay? Because this August, Clearwater Mall here in Johannesburg is going to be turning up the heat with a vibrant Made in India market. It's all about bringing the rich cultures, the flavors, the culture of India to the West Rand. So we're looking here at all kinds of wonderful things, okay, that India is known for. The delicious street food, the unique crafted fashion and accessories. It's essentially a celebration like no other, and we would hate for you to miss it. That's why we're talking about it this afternoon. The market is going to be running from the 1st. It started on the 1st, and it's going to be running until the 17th. And it's going to be happening on the Upper Mall parking area, as I understand it. But listen, I've got somebody who's got all the wonderful details for you. Her name is Priyanka Singh, and she's going to tell us about what's in store right now as you and I speak. Priyanka, wonderful to have you join us. Welcome to Channel Africa.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It always sounds very exciting when we talk about celebrating Indian culture. I was speaking a little bit earlier about just how amazing Indian-inspired markets are. And, they're always just characterized by the colors, the traditions, and the strong sense of community. But what inspired Clearwater Mall to host their own Made in India market?
So it's a few things. One is that the mall is turning 21 this year, which is absolutely amazing. And in so, we really wanted to embrace the community and provide experiences that truly bring us together. And the Made in India Festival just hits the mark when it comes to truly being encapsulated by the vibrancy and experience of the Indian community. But it's not only for the Indian community. You get to experience it without it being sort of a showcase. It's not just there on display. You are truly involved and get to feel and hear and smell and taste and truly experience the vibrancy of the culture.
Okay, I love that. Please walk us through, just the experience and what visitors can expect. I did mention a little bit about the colors and the food and the handmade accessories, but I want to hear it from you. What can we actually experience as we come to the market?
Amazing. So we've teamed up with Enigma Events, who have assisted us in curating this market. And a lot of 90% of the vendors, actually 99% of the vendors, are from India. So you're getting an authentic experience directly from India. And in doing so, we really wanted to create something that, if I look at my background in growing up, it's really about that smells in the kitchen, the spices, the authentic Indian way, the saris, my bindi, all of it is really to try and be as authentic as possible and really pull that through the fabrics and the music and the shoes and the jewelry. And all of this is on offer, including an astrologer who really is a very popular astrologer, Nikhil. And it has brought such joy to everyone I've seen experience it.
Oh, I think this is wonderful. Vedic astrology happens to be my favorite, so I might just turn up just to experience that. Let's talk about, I think, for somebody who will be coming through and experiencing sort of Indian culture at this level for the first time. You mentioned how the vendors are largely from India. And the Asian continent, as it were. Talk to us about how you actually got to pick the right ones to contribute to the Made in India market, considering the South African market and the diversity of cultures here.
So I'm lucky enough, like I said, to team up with Enigma Events. And really, I took a vision to them and they brought it to life. So really, it was about touching on all the points of the cultural background. Like I said, mentioned previously, the food, the music, the outfits, the shoes, the jewelry. And he and his team, Amit, and his team at Enigma Events really brought my vision to life.
Okay. All right. Let's take a quick break. When we return, Priyanka is going to share with us just how you can actually head down to Clearwater and experience the Made in India market.
Channel Africa, your voice, your sound, and your home. Stay logged right here.
Vue d'Afrique avec Joël Mouteba.
Alors peut-on considérer cette décision comme un désengagement durable des États-Unis vis-à-vis du développement africain ou s'agit-il d'un simple réalignement stratégique?
Bon, ça peut être les deux à la fois. Donc, au lieu de donner de l'argent à la Banque africaine de développement pour partager en vrac, ils préfèrent maintenant donc cibler les pays partenaires en Afrique. Ça, c'est pour le réalignement stratégique. Alors, et aussi, ce n'est pas un désengagement durable, mais je pense que dans les 2 ou 3 prochaines années, il veut d'abord remettre de l'ordre dans ses affaires.
Vue d'Afrique. Du lundi au vendredi de 15h à 16h, temps universel.
Whatever you want to hear about today's talk, you can only get it on the Upside. Every weekday, 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time.
21 past 2 p.m. in Central Africa time. It's Central African time. We are talking about the Made in India market that's currently on at the Clearwater Mall that's in Johannesburg in the West Rand. So this is a market that has been running since the 1st of August and it continues on until the 17th. And who better to tell us about what this experience has in store for you and I than Priyanka Singh, who is the manager at the Clearwater Mall. Priyanka, welcome back. Let's talk about just the response so far. You know, the market has been on for a good 8 days now. What has the response been like from the local community?
Honestly, it has been amazing, and we're so excited about the support that the market has been given. It's really, you can see the community coming together through this experience, which has been an absolute blessing to watch and witness. And I really hope it continues through to the 17th and it only gets better because the connection, the vibrancy, you can feel the atmosphere when you're here.
Okay. Live performances, I think that's another thing that makes cultural festivals and experiences of this nature even the more better. You know, any culture, sort of cultural dances, singing, instrumentation that's going to be taking place as part of the market?
There are a few experiences that will be held and there is a stage setup which you will witness as you walk into the area. Majority of that takes place over the weekend, so on a Saturday and a Sunday.
Okay, so that's clearly a good time to come and visit if you haven't done so already. Okay, talk to us about, I mean, if I've never been to, first of all, to an Indian-inspired market, and secondly, I've never been to Clearwater Mall, you know, how do I get myself there? And are there specific ticket sales that can make me gain access to the market?
So the market is situated in our undercover parking on our upper level. If you are within the mall, a landmark would be the Toy Kingdom entrance at entrance 7. You come out into that parking area, you will see the Made in India Festival setup. Tickets are 10 Rand at the entrance and we do accept card payments as well.
Okay, it's only 10 Rand will get you in, bring your whole family, your whole community. And like Priyanka said, you don't have to be of Indian descent to be able to enjoy and experience this once in a lifetime event. So make sure that you head down to the Clearwater Mall. Priyanka, all the best for the duration of this wonderful market, and hope you'll host another one soon. Sounds very exciting.
Us too, and thank you so much for your time and for hosting me.
Thank you. Priyanka Singh from the Clearwater Mall. They're hosting a Made in India market. As we get into the weekend and perhaps you're looking for something different to do, outside the normal, you just want to go and experience some delicious Indian street food, some handcrafted fashion and accessories, some music.
Interviews still freak me out completely.
Right. Okay. So if you want to experience it, I'm sure you can get more details on the mall's website.
No matter where you are, Channel Africa is always with you.
This is us celebrating music from all over the African continent, and we decided to take you to Ethiopia this afternoon with Hallelujah Tekletsedek with Yelebe, the title of the song, and always just a showcase of wonderful culture and heritage. And just out of our conversation talking about Indian culture and heritage, it's always just so beautiful to celebrate that through music, isn't it? So Miss Hallelujah Tasleduk is Ethiopian, and she is one of the popular ones at the moment. You know, think the Tims from Nigeria's of this world. Think who else? Maybe can I make an example with Msaki from South Africa? You know, or who else can I make an example of? There's so many artists. I can't even think. But yes, all the wonderful feminines, okay, that are really big in African pop music right now. She's definitely part of that big circle of women that are just making the space so vibrant and so beautiful and culturally rich, which makes me so excited. I'll be filling you in on what's to come in the next hour. In the meantime, let's check in with sports. It's 2:30.
Get the news, music, and lifestyle of Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Sports on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
And a very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Musibu Dimakura with the latest sports news. At the Sawas of Zambia will launch the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship Chan tournament this afternoon with a high-stakes clash against two-time champions, the Democratic Republic of Congo, at the Nyayo National Stadium in the city of Nairobi in Kenya. Now, the Shapolopolo are aiming to make a strong start in their quest for a maiden Chan title, hoping to be better than they best placed third finish back from 2009. The head coach Avram Grant, however, says his broader ambition now extends beyond the tournament as he seeks now to lay a foundation for a competitive senior national men's football team for the future. Their opponents, the DR Congo, are under pressure to deliver this after losing their opening match 1-0 to the host nation Kenya. The Leopards now will face a fresher Zambian side who only arrived in Nairobi 3 days ago, but the Congolese are confident they can rise to the occasion. The coach of that side, Otis Ngoma, was clear in his assessment. His side must be able to respond in the game today. So despite the early setback, there remains belief in the DR Congo camp that the team can recover, beginning with today's clash against Shapolopolo of Zambia. Further afield now, Son Heung-min admits a move to the Los Angeles Football Club was not his first choice, but a chat with the club's president changed his heart to join for a record Major League Soccer fee. Now, the BBC Sport understands LAFC have paid a fee in excess of $27 million for the former Tottenham Hotspur captain, whose 2-year contract has an option of an additional 2 years. Now, Sun revealed in a news conference on Saturday he would leave Tottenham Hotspur after 3 years at the club. The 33-year-old was present at the club's 2-1 league loss to Mexican side Tigres UANL on Tuesday. The fee to Spurs for the way for the South Korean surpasses the previous MLS record of $20.5 million that was paid by Atlanta United to sign Emmanuel Ratte from Middlesbrough in February of this year. On to athletics news now. The former Comrades Marathon winner Nick Bester has criticised the decision to move the Cape Town Marathon to the 25th of May in 2026, warning that a new date would now negatively affect the race. So organisers confirmed the event will take place in May of next year instead of the traditional October slot. The 2025 edition, with over 20,000 entries, will still take place on the 19th of October. Bester believes the October timing was ideal and that moving it to May places it uncomfortably close to the Two Oceans Marathon in April and then the Comrades Marathon in June, making it difficult for elite athletes to adequately prepare for all races.
Perfect spot in the calendar on the South African running calendar, October. There's nothing happening major except the Soweto in November. But now he's competing with the Two Oceans and the Comrades in the spec of a couple of weeks apart.
At the same time, the 1991 Comrades Marathon champion has expressed concerns about the ongoing uncertainty also surrounding other major races, including the Soweto Marathon, as well as the City-to-City Marathon. Now, while he welcomed the fact that the Cape Town Marathon will still take place this year, he noted that its full potential is hindered by various logistical as well as scheduling limitations.
It's 50-50, so we don't know if city to city is going to take place. I've got so many athletes that want to run that. We don't know Soweto is going to take place. So it was definite. Luckily, the Cape Town Marathon is taking place. But it looks like the Cape Town Marathon limit the elite field. So that also is a problem. We can't get in all our elite guys into the Cape Town Marathon field because there are very strict guidelines. It's difficult to speak to them. It's difficult to talk to them. The elite manager there was difficult. So we still got a lot of fast athletes that want to run a Cape Town Marathon, but they don't been allowed elite status. So they.
Right, so that concludes your sports news, Sawa. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Alternatively, give us a call. The newsroom line is +27 11714 4459. I'm back with more sports news in the final hour of The Upside for Channel Africa Sport. I am Mosibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Annika Longi sur Channel Africa.
Nous allons danser au son de Haya, que je dédicace à vous tous, chers auditeurs, qui êtes en train de suivre cette émission Mix Vibration. N'oubliez pas, vous pouvez nous suivre à partir de l'application SABC+. Vous choisissez Channel Africa pour suivre l'émission en direct. Nous allons danser au son de Haya.
Annika Longi, tous les dimanches sur Mix Vibration.
All right, it is 2:35. Let's check in with business news. Chandugo Ligege has the latest.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Mmatsheko. Good afternoon. The Angolan government says the country got back $200 million of collateral in May that it had to post to JP Morgan earlier in the year after the price of its bond rebounded, easing pressure on its finances. JP Morgan and Angola agreed in December a $1 billion one-year derivative contract known as a total return swap, backed by $1.9 billion in its government dollar bonds. In early April, JP Morgan demanded extra security from the Southern African crude oil exporter after a sharp oil price decline in the wake of tariff turmoil hit the value of Angolan bonds provided as collateral. Agriculture economist Johan Willemse says job losses in South Africa's agricultural sector will be unavoidable after the 30% U.S. imposed tariffs take effect in less than 24 hours. He was speaking at the Free State Agriculture Annual Congress in Bloemfontein. Willemse says the tariffs will affect the citrus industry severely and in turn negatively affect the country's economy.
The issue is that it will make our products much more expensive. And the industries that are really hampered by this is our citrus exports, nuts and wine exports. That is the biggest industry. So we luckily in the Free State, we don't export that type of products. We export to other countries.
The South African Farmers Development Agency says the U.S. imposed 30% tariff on South African imports is crippling many farmers, especially in the cane growing industry in the KwaZulu-Natal province. In the province's post-budget speech consultative engagement, SAFDA's chairperson Dr. Siyabonga Madlala called on government to help businesses to secure alternative international markets.
KwaZulu-Natal, actually, the agricultural sector in KwaZulu-Natal is actually a lot to do with sugar cane as well. SAFDA being an organization in the sugar sector, government has been assisting us a lot in terms of changing the trajectory of the sugar industry. We've got a master plan in place which has actually taken the industry upward in the upward trajectory. Now, with Trump actually imposing these tariffs, we see this undermining the spirit of the AGOA, and we are losing what would have been a lucrative market.
The South African government is moving towards a total ban of microbeads. The Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment Department has published draft regulations. They are aimed at banning the production, distribution, sale, import and export of plastic microbeads and products containing them. The regulations target tiny solid plastic particles under 5 millimeters found in, among others, cosmetics, personal care items and toiletries. Lulama Makia reports.
Minister Dr. Dion George says the aim is to curb the devastating impact of the microbeads on the marine ecosystems and food chains. Once enacted, the rules will impose a blanket prohibition on these microbids. Penalties for non-compliance include fines of up to 10 million rand or imprisonment of up to 20 years in cases of repeated offences.
Global technology stocks advanced in a relief rally after the latest tariff salvo from U.S. President Donald Trump largely exempted industry heavyweights from his threat to impose 100% levy on chips and semiconductors. Trump says the new tariff rate will apply to all chips and semiconductors coming to the U.S., but will not apply to companies that had made a commitment to manufacture in the U.S. or were in the process of doing so. Apple's stock rose 2.9% in pre-market trading after Trump's announcement yesterday that the company will invest an additional $100 billion in the U.S., a move that could help it sidestep potential tariffs on iPhones. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,000 naira 527, Botswana 13 pula 39, Kenya the dollar is at 128 shilling 599, Zambia 22 kwacha 90. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is at 5 real 48, Russia 79 rubles 93, India 87 rupee 4, China 71.18, South Africa 17 rand 81 cents. $1 is trading at 75 pence to the British pound, 86 to the euro. Commodities, gold is at $3,372, platinum at $1,317 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil, $67.60 a barrel. That is all for now. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanduko Ligege.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa.
Zochitika ndimadapiri kamlondola wazochitika pena paliponse.
Unduna wazamalonda kumalawi waletsa kampani yopanga shuga ya Ilovo yomwe ndi nthambi ya Ilovo Sugar Group Limited kuti isiye kutumiza shuga kumaiko akunja. Malingana ndi nduna ya zamalonda Vitumbuko Mumba, izi zithandiza kuti shuga yemwe yakusowa pamsika azipezeka. Ndiye pano ndili ndi George Muhangu amene ali mu mzinda wa Blantyre mu dziko la Malawi, chimene chikupangitsa kuti shuga azisowa ndi chani.
Chomwe chikupangisa kuti shuga azisowa ndichonena kuti panopo ili ngati off season ya makampani a Ilovo Sugar Malawi, kunena kuti sakutha kupanga shugayi okwanira chifukwa akukolola. Ndiye akamaliza kukolola pameneno atayambeno sopano kugaya shugayi kuti azipezeka. Chinanso ndichonena kuti ma distributors amene akumakagula shuga kaya ndi ku Ilovo kaya ndi kusalima shuga akumagulisa kumaiko akunja ngati Zambia, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Mozambique.
Zochitika ndimadapiri lolemba mpaka lachisanu pa nthawi ya 7 koloko kufikira 8 koloko madzulo pa Channel Africa.
They talk about what Africans say about Africa.
Anybody will won't fight you, may they come, they already know. I'll be right beside you, like the wall of Jericho. They don't know, they don't know, they don't know what's going on. Monagiso, my baby boo. I'll be a soldier for you, I'm getting better in Kung Fu. You should know I got you, and you don't need to guide me too. I'll be right beside you in anything that you do. If you ever need saving, I will be running to you, running to you. I'll be running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you go to, running to you. I'll be running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you go to.
No matter where you are, Channel Africa is always with you.
When I'm looking for trouble, it's cause I know that I got you.
money more best everybody, oh oh. And it's because of your kung fu. And anytime that I'm out of control, you hold me down. You never let go. Yeah, Muna my baby boo. See all the battles you'll be fighting, and I'll be right there with you. I may be small but I'm mighty, and I go run up for you. And anybody ways I be, yeah, don't be you pull it, I be alright. And if I ever need saving, I'll be running to you.
Running to you. I'll be running to you. Running to you. Anywhere that you go to. Running to you. I'll be running to you. Running to you.
You go there for
anywhere that you go to. You don't need to worry. Anything you want.
Sun up to sundown, love me no go round down.
Hey, anytime you come to me, baby, I go answer.
Any other brother, baby, you make them run away.
And if you want me coming to you, I go come to you.
Oh, you wanna see me, baby, don't choose me.
Tell me what you want, baby, say I'm not in my mind.
Are you baby? Are you baby?
If they wanna be the Judas, if they wanna be the Pharaoh, me I cannot lay low, yo. Me I cannot do that.
No interruptions, just the music you love on Channel Africa.
Holy fire, holy water, holy money, only money, only money, only money. We are woody fire, woody thunder, only money, only money, only money. Let the mare bless you with body, oh baby. Oh. Star boy go bless you with money, oh my girl. Let the mare bless you with body, oh baby. Oh, star boy go bless you with money, oh my girl. Yeah, sucker, 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 baby. Sucker, 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 sucker. Oh, yeah, give me luck. Lock, oh yo, I give him baby. Sucker.
Oh, when I come through, they know we survive, so they turn up all eyes on me now. So many things we fit to do with your Mmatsheko, baby. Stop getting plenty money. Yeah, you know what you gotta do. She love for me, show me how to do. No doubt I'm the one for you. I'm the one for the TV every time you do. Your body like Orodo. I'm a yakpa, my type of polo show. Yeah.
Sucker, baby. Sucker. Oh, yeah, give me luck. Lock. Oh, yeah, give him baby. Sucker.
Body, girl, you confuse my thinking with your body. Girl, it's for you that I'm singing with your body. Girl, come chop on my money. Now with your back on me, I do. Come chop on my money. You make a man want smoke cannabis.
Sucker,
I'm my friend on the set.
Sucker,
all I see now your way.
Sucker,
girl, come on, you make me dance.
Sucker,
I like the way your body sample from you.
Sucker,
baby, come juggle it from you.
Sucker,
make your body move from me.
Sucker,
baby, come check bank up from you.
Sucker, sucker, baby. Sucker. Oh, yeah, give me luck. Oh, yeah, give him baby. Sucker.
Step in the place, the party scatter. Make them surrender. Whether they give them what they need, yeah. Another hit, another one. Nicki Minaj, she start to dance. Girl, I love the things you do, yeah. So baby, dance and dance to kusu, yeah. When you do that dirty wine, yeah. yeah, your baby, oh yeah, your baby, oh yeah, your body, suck up. Oh yeah, your baby, oh yeah, go crazy, oh yeah, your body, suck up. Want to spend money, make me spend money, make me spend money, suck up. Oh yeah, your baby, oh yeah, go crazy, oh yeah, your body, suck up, 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 baby, suck up, suck up, suck up, suck up, suck. Oh yeah, give me lock up, lock up, lock up, lock up. Oh yeah, give me baby. Sucker, sucker, sucker. Electumare, bless you with body, oh baby. Oh. Star boy go, bless you with money, oh my girl. Electumare, bless you with body, oh.
Coming through with Running to You featuring Simi, and this is Starboy with Soko coming through. This one is like, it's a dance floor filler. It's a national anthem of the African continent, if I could call it that. Very popular hit coming through as part of our double play. Thank you for being here. This is The Upside with Mmatsheko Mosito until 4 p.m. in Central African time. And we are very quickly going to be approaching the final hour of the show. In the grand finale of our Thursday programming, we're going to be speaking about Shein. And I don't know if it's Shein or Shein. I've heard people pronounce it differently, but you know, the online space where you can buy all sorts of really amazing fashion. Well, they have launched a new fashion collection in partnership with South African women's wear label House of One, or House of One as they're known. The limited edition range brings together two creative forces to produce clothing that feels refined and comfortable. What a combination, hey? Refined and comfortable. We're here for it. So tune in for that. We're going to be having that conversation on this wonderful collaborative launch just after 3 p.m. in Central African time. In just a few moments, it's time for What Caught Your Eye.
Darubini ya Afrika na I am Henry Shakif.
Hawa wa Afrika Kusini wenye asili ya kizungu ambao wamepewa ukimbizi huko nchini Marekani. Je, nini chanzo cha wao kuomba ukimbizi nchini Marekani?
Wenyewe hawajaomba ukimbizi. Kuna shirika fulani inaitwa AfriForum, shirika mbili za wazungu ambao wanatetea haki ya wazungu hapa, AfriForum na Solidarity. Hao walienda Marekani kufanya kampeni kusema kwamba wazungu wananyanyaswa hapa Afrika Kusini, na walivyofanya hiyo kampeni, serikali iweze kuwafuatilia kujua nini ambacho mnasema kwamba mnanyanyaswa.
Kuna namna ya wao kwamba wamepoteza uraia wa Afrika Kusini, na je, endapo Trump akamaliza muda wake madarakani, uhalali wao wa kuishi nchini Marekani ukoje?
Itakuwa vigumu, kifupi itakuwa vigumu wenyewe kupoteza uraia wao.
Darubini ya Afrika 11 kamili hadi 12 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
We take no sides, none whatsoever. We are The Upside.
All right, so you let us know what has caught your eye. It could be anything that is within the news space, anything in entertainment, you know, even if it's something that happened in your own personal life that caught your eye that you think would be of continental interest. Listen, you're welcome to let me know, okay? Hashtag The Upside on X. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram as well if you'd like to drop a comment on what caught your eye. I'll fill you in on what caught my eye. Of course, we've seen in the news in the last few hours about what's happened with Ghana and how they are just mourning the loss of so many patriots, as it were. 8 lives lost. And, of course, one of them being Ghana Minister of Defense and Environment, and the 6 others that have passed away when a military helicopter crashed in the central Ashanti region. So Defense Minister Edward Omana Boama and Environment, Science and Technology Minister Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad, who was 50 years old at the time of his passing, have been killed in this particular crash, which Chief of Staff Julius Debra described as a national tragedy. Such a sad way to leave the world. So as we understand it, the Z9 helicopter carried 3 crew and 5 passengers. It came down in a dense forest as it was flying from the capital city of Ghana, in Accra, okay, to the town of Obuasi for an event that was all about tackling illegal mining. And it's just so unfortunate as well to note that there were absolutely no survivors in this tragic incident. The 8 bodies have been retrieved from the wreckage and transported to Accra in coffins draped in Ghanaian flags. So we want to send our deepest condolences to the citizens and, of course, to the family that was close to the deceased, the 2 ministers, and the other crew members that were on this military helicopter. I think it's just such a tragic death. And I'm sure as we get into news with Onele Nzinzi just at the top of 3 p.m., she'll be able to give us more details, perhaps on the investigations that have been launched around this incident. Right now, we know that Ghana's meteorological, I beg your pardon, agency has forecasted unusual weather for August, which presented a lot of rain, and a lot of foggy conditions. I don't know if that's got anything to do with the fact that the helicopter, as it flew overhead, was just not able to navigate correctly. But we're going to tap into investigation with our news desk as they bring us more information on this. Perhaps you'd like to drop your sincere condolences for the ministers who've passed away and the nation at large. You're welcome to do so. We'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, anything else that has caught your eye, let us know. It is 5 minutes to go till it's 3 p.m.
No fairy tales, just the facts and the music you love on Channel Africa.
Girl, make I show you my bank account. 2 Face, I get it plenty to go around. So girl, make you dance when you hear this sound. Now we the poppy all over town. So tell me if you did down, did down. Do you know? Say oh, me to call like go. Girl, I know. Some things that you do not know. Whether na traffic I be go slow. Baby, I promise I go still show. Spending money, Pablo. I suppose she locate, but I go buy Belgium. My money na alele, my pressure. But it's like she my palabra, put on for high tension. You must apply your tea, big boy, you must buy plenty. Mismanage my funds on you, all I really wanna do is mismanage my funds. Mismanage my funds on you, all I wanna do is mismanage my funds.
Alright, okay. Tembro got off for the voltage. Tilapia, kote. Bring a goofy with the cocaine. Obe, you see the bed, do not replay. Find a bacha for my bros. Conquer the streets, we see play.
I need your billing up party, all got to come. If I handle this your body, all got so. If you put me for palava, Njepolo if I like. What can they make? What be fair? Ego ne be. I don't complain. Ego si say my baby.
I suppose she locates, but I go buy Belgium. My money na alele, my pressure. But it's like she my palava, put on for high tension. When you must apply your tea, big boy, you must apply plenty. Mismanage my funds on you, all I really wanna do is
mismanage my funds.
Mismanage my funds on you, all I wanna do is
mismanage my funds on you.
All I really wanna do,
I will mismanage my funds. You will never wanna stop me. Mismanage my funds on you.
you don't know my problems.
Very interesting to note as we prepare for our upcoming conversation on collaborations between Shein and the South African women's wear label House of One. Okay, they are preparing to launch a new fashion collection together that is a limited edition, as we understand it, and they describe it as refined and comfortable. I love those descriptive words. So we're going to be finding out more about this collaboration, what it's about, how it caters to, the modern feminine, the tailored elegance that we are seeing nowadays with fashion. But it got me thinking about just the future of fast fashion. And it looks like it's at a crossroads as you and I speak. It's facing a growing pressure to become more sustainable while simultaneously experiencing significant market growth. So perhaps that's another conversation that we can have as we tackle this. Where is the movement of fast fashion going? Is it becoming more sustainable and more responsible in many ways, including environmentally? But also, of course, it's got to make money as an industry. So we're going to see if there's a balance between that as we look at that collaboration after 3 p.m. It's 3 right now. Let's check in with the news desk. Onele Nzinzi has the latest.
Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Mmatsheko. Looking at your top stories, Ghana's finance minister to act as defense minister following a plane crash, and Israel prime minister to press for Gaza occupational plan. Your latest news. Greetings to our listeners. Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama has asked the Finance Minister, Kasil Ato Forson, to also act as Defense Minister after a military helicopter crash in which the Defense Minister was amongst those killed. The helicopter was flying with 5 officials, including the Defense Minister Edward Omane Buama and Environment, Science and Technology Minister Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, and 3 Air Force crew on board when it crashed. None survived, and Ghanaian authorities did not immediately give an explanation for what might have caused the crash. Sudan is accusing the United Arab Emirates of sending foreign fighters to back the paramilitary rapid support forces in the Darfur region against the Sudanese armed forces. Abu Dhabi has denied these claims, while Colombia has not issued a statement yet. Naba Muhaydin reports from Sudan.
It's not the first time that Sudan is accusing United Arab Emirates of backing and fueling the fighting in Sudan. UAE has always denied all of the accusations, despite that Sudan has filed an official complaint in United Nations Security Council. Some U.S. diplomats and UN experts verified that Colombian mercenaries contributed in the fighting and are training RSF. Some allied groups, Darfur allied groups, confirmed that at least 80 Colombian mercenaries were seen in and around Al-Fashir and are training RSF to use drone and artillery and are fighting with them. Colombia has officially apologized to the Sudanese government.
South Africa's minister in the presidency, Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, has welcomed the progress made so far in preparation of the upcoming G20 meeting to be held in South Africa later this year. Ntshavheni says approximately 80 of the 132 planned official meetings on the G20 calendar have already taken place. She says the negotiations of the ministerial outcome documents and related high-level outcomes have begun. Ntshavheni was addressing the media on the cabinet meeting outcome.
South Africa has introduced the cost of capital review, which is a critical step toward creating a fairer global financial system that enables developing countries to invest in infrastructure, healthcare, education, and climate resilience. All the recognized G20 engagement groups have presented their work programs and priorities. The US has indicated their return to full participation in the G20 meetings, albeit at a level of undersecretary. The following meetings took place in July: the 4th G20 Finance and Central Bank Deputies Meeting, Pandemic Response Financing Stimulation Exercise, and update on the Global Sovereign Debt Roundtable.
Furthermore, South Africa's Minister in the Presidency, Nkumbuzo Ntshabeni, says Cabinet has welcomed the appointment of the Madlanga Judicial Commission of Inquiry into criminality, political interference and corruption within the criminal justice system. Ntshabeni also confirmed that the terms of reference for the commission have been officially gazetted. The commission was established following explosive allegations by the KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. He claimed that Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, along with several senior police officials, have close ties to criminal syndicates. The Kremlin says President Donald Trump and the President Vladimir Putin will meet in the coming days to discuss the war in Ukraine. Trump's deadline for Russia to agree to a ceasefire or face more sweeping sanctions is due to expire tomorrow. The BBC's Vitaly Shevchenko.
Well, it's significant in the sense that they haven't sat down and discussed this full-scale invasion before. But we have to remember that this is what Vladimir Putin really wants. Without making any concessions or promises, he has secured a meeting with Donald Trump, apparently. That would make him look like he's equal to the world's movers and shakers. He is back on the global political arena.
Recapping on your top stories, Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama has asked Finance Minister Kasil Ato Forson to also act as the Defence Minister after a military helicopter crash in which the Defence Minister was amongst those killed. Channel Africa News, I'm Onele Tsinzi.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
6 minutes into 3 p.m. in Central African time, the last hour of The Upside with Mmatsheko Mosito until 4 p.m. in Central African time. Thank you for listening in. So as we enter the grand finale, we're going to talk about fashion. Okay, we're going to talk about fashion. We're going to look at the House of One, which is based in South Africa and led by designer Ronald Engelbrecht. Well, they have teamed up with Shein, which is a big fashion platform, if you will, around the world. And they are coming together with something design friendly, but also very thoughtful by the sounds of things, as they collaborate to bring you what they call something refined and very comfortable when it comes to women's fashion. So we're going to interrogate what this collaboration is about, but also it really started to stimulate thought for me around the fast fashion space. Okay, because as I'd mentioned before we took news, it looks like the industry is facing somewhat of a crossroads. Okay, because we're looking here at an industry that wants to be sustainable, but also wants to experience a significant market growth into 2026 and beyond. So there's a lot going on in the space of fast fashion. And we note that projections are said to reach 300 or over 317 billion US dollars by the year 2032. That is a big number. Okay, I mean, I'm still trying to fathom that. Billions and billions and billions of rands being poured into the industry to make sure that it's expansive and sustainable. But also with that, with trying to achieve the almost 320 billion in US dollars, how are they going to be increasing awareness on environmental matters, on the social impact of fashion? So many things to consider. So we're going to be speaking about this wonderful collaboration, but I really want to incorporate those thoughts into the space as we also look at fast fashion and its growth, because look, Shein is known for that. It's fast fashion, it's accessible, it's affordable for women of all kinds of demographics and colors and creeds and temperatures and textures around the world. Okay, so it's going to be such a big conversation. Tune in, it's coming through in a moment.
Midday vibes, great programming, and good company. This is Channel Africa.
Parlez-vous couramment le français? Êtes-vous passionné par la radio? Et êtes-vous qualifié pour travailler en Afrique du Sud? Envoyez-nous votre CV et votre 3 minutes démo en MP3 à @channelafrica.co.za pour avoir une chance de rejoindre la famille Channel Africa. Si vous n'avez pas de réponse après 14 jours, cela signifie que vous n'avez pas été retenu. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine. Es-tu préoccupé par quelque chose? Es-tu passionné par les questions qui comptent? As-tu une voix qui mérite d'être entendue? Eh bien, nous avons la plateforme parfaite pour toi. Téléphone-nous ou fais-nous un WhatsApp au +27 66 408 87 42 et nous te rappellerons. Sois dans la conversation.
Salut Channel Africa, ici Beno le diamant rouge aka Bina l'export depuis le Cameroun, le pays des lions. Voilà.
Sois dans la conversation. Il ne s'agit pas seulement de parler, mais c'est ta chance d'exprimer ton point de vue, de partager tes opinions et de t'engager avec une communauté qui valorise ton avis. Suivez-nous sur les réseaux sociaux, visitez notre site www.channelafrica.co.za et préparez-vous à partager vos points de vue sur Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
The Upside. On the Upside, your voice matters.
Give me Lodi, give me che. Give me Lodi, melody in the che. Melody in the che. Arie, melody in the che. Arie, melody in the che. Melody in the che. Melody in the che. Melody in the che. Arie, melody in the che. Arikwane limudubu, renali batubali nakahana. Ratama patata, le melodi ya dinonyana, meropa le diphala, le dikosha, se sabe ka moka, harie, ke melodi.
So, just in case you were wondering, this is how South Africa jazzes, all right? A band by the name of Kotu coming through with Melody, and this one is sung in the South African language of Sepedi or Northern Sotho, okay? Back in the day, they used to call it Sesotho sa Leboa, is what it was called largely. But you can call it Sepedi, you can call it Northern Sotho, as it were. And this is just the vibrancy of the jazz music from Southern Africa, sung in a variety of languages, from Northern Sesotho to Southern Sotho to isiZulu. If you look at Nguni languages, to Xhosa, to the music of the Hlubi people in the Eastern Cape as well. Who else? The music from the Kingdom of Eswatini. We've got so many languages, man, in South Africa and its landlocked countries. So a very vibrant space. And speaking of vibrant music, well, it always goes together with vibrant fashion, doesn't it? And very exciting for us to be speaking about the space of fast fashion. I did mention how it's kind of at a crossroads, but it also wants to evolve. You know, there's a lot of significant growth, but also pressures to grow the industry, because we're looking at projections of billions and billions of dollars, over $300 billion US dollars by the year 2032. But also, how do we then create awareness on environmentalism as we get into the space of fashion and move in the right direction? How do we also create social impact? Those are the big questions that I'm hoping we can unpack as we get into conversation with the co-founder of House of One. Speaking of House of One, if you've never heard of them, they are just an epic South African brand, and it looks like they have launched a new fashion collection in partnership with Shein, which we know is a huge international fashion platform internationally that caters to women of all colors and sizes and shapes and textures and, you know, demographics, you know, when it comes to the price range, really just so varied. This is a limited edition range that we're talking about here that brings together two creative forces to produce clothing that feels refined but also comfortable at the same time. And the collection is designed for women who want to look put together without overthinking it. Okay, we don't want to overthink. We don't want to look like we work too hard. We want to look like we woke up like this. Okay, so I love this so much. The House of One team is led by its designer and co-founder Ronald Engelbrecht, wanted the clothes to feel rewarding without being over the top. So who better to talk to us about this wonderful collaboration than House of One co-founder Warren Witcher, who joins me on the line. Warren, thank you so much for making the time. Welcome to Channel Africa.
Thank you very much for having me. It's lovely to meet you.
Thank you. I think before we get into the collaboration, I want to get your thoughts on the space of fast fashion. You know, there's a bit of a crossroads when we look at the industry. There is the pressure to grow, but there's also pressures to be sustainable and while also trying to get into the space of being marketable and growing.
No, absolutely. I think you're 100% correct. I mean, at some point, it has to kind of reach a threshold. We can't keep on buying new things every week. I mean, how many pieces of clothing do we really, really need? And I think the industry is aware of that. And but it's also aware of the fact that it can't change it on its own. Just think about social media, right? Social media is telling you to buy more every single day.
Right.
So, I mean, guys like Shein, Temu, etc., they could start making less. It's not going to help anything if social media keeps on telling you need to buy a new outfit every second day. Someone's just going to stick to that gap, right? So I think the big players are all aware of the unsustainability of everything, and it's just around getting with the right stakeholders, to getting their agendas aligned so that together everyone can work to find a more kind of equitable and sustainable solution. Because I agree, it can't go on forever.
Right. Okay, so with that said, Warren, let's talk about what underpins your philosophy then on women's fashion as House of One. Talk to us about, why you came up with this design house, and really just your philosophy and ethos as a brand.
So firstly, I can't take all the credit. I absolutely didn't come up with it myself. There's a team behind me, and a very talented team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think the prevailing thinking was, we actually approached the project from how do we build a global brand more than from a traditional fashion, I want to design clothes perspective, right? We came together, a group of talented creatives, designers, marketing experts, et cetera, and we were having a chat one day, and we were like, you know what? Could we launch something that could play, on a global stage? And if we could, how would we do it, right? And last year we launched a fashion brand that made no clothes. Interestingly enough, right?
Interesting.
We realized we had limited time, limited resources, et cetera. So we said to ourselves, we can either make clothes or we can build an incredible brand and sell digital designs, sustainable, no clothing. We don't have to buy stock, any of those things. And we chose that route. And it was interesting enough that, November last year, we got an email from Shein to say, hey, we really like what you've done. We like the idea of launching a brand with a fashion brand that doesn't sell any clothes. We like your designs. We like your marketing. We like your brand positioning.
Mm-hmm.
How about we actually make clothes together? And that's kind of how the collaboration started.
Okay, that is fascinating. Fascinating. Thank you very much for sharing so generously. We're in conversation with the co-founder of House of One, a very, very, laudable fashion house here in South Africa. And they have gotten into partnership with Shein, which is a big international platform, to come up with a collection designed for women who want to look put together without overthinking it. Let's continue after this.
Africa, voici Abedi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Abedi est un passionné de musique dans l'âme. Il a un goût pour toutes sortes de musique et passe ses journées à écouter Channel Africa.
J'aime beaucoup la musique africaine.
Ok. Devinez quoi? Channel Africa veut aider Abedi et les mélomanes du monde entier à découvrir encore plus de musique incroyable. C'est pourquoi Channel Africa appelle les artistes africains à soumettre leur musique. Chers artistes, n'oubliez pas de nous fournir toutes vos informations pertinentes à l'email adresse musique@channelafrica.co.za. Les soumissions sont votre chance d'être entendues, mais elles ne garantissent pas une playlist. Toutes les soumissions seront soigneusement examinées pour voir si elles répondent aux exigences de notre station. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
This is the upside for the best African vibes. Groundbreaking content.
All right, perhaps like me, when you hear the words limited edition range, you get excited because that means that there will be a uniqueness to your fashion. That's what we're talking about, okay? The House of One brand in South Africa has teamed up with Shein to come up with really just such an amazing women's wear. And we're speaking to the co-founder of House of One, Warren Witcher, who's telling us a bit more. So we've tracked the history of House of One. We've spoken a little bit about how this collaboration came about. Warren, talk to us about the actual fashion range. Who are you targeting and the aesthetic that you've adopted for this range?
So, very interesting question. I mean, when the collaboration discussion started with Shein, right, they came with a lot of data, and I'm sure most shoppers on Shein will realize, the kind of streetwear or party girl kind of outfits, very, very saturated. There's tons of brands, tons of range that people can, go and acquire and browse and whatever. And when they came to us, they said, look, your aesthetic really, really kind of suits the quiet or their version or their interpretation of quiet luxury. So think of brands like Chanel or The Row or, those kind of really, really premium high-end luxury brands. They came to us and said, guys, we think your aesthetic matches this. We've got a bit of a gap on the platform. Why don't we collaborate together and kind of do a fast fashion version of that kind of quiet luxury, heritage minimalism, old money, kind of aesthetic, perfect for kind of global expansion, et cetera, et cetera. And that's kind of where the conversation started, right? And it's been 8 or 9 months of intense research, designing, getting feedback, testing, et cetera, et cetera. And we've launched weeks ago, and the launch has gone so well that it's no longer a limited edition range. What started as a one capsule collection, we've just signed a deal for a full 12 months now. And instead of designing 50 garments, we've gone up to designing 1,500 garments over the next 12 months.
Wow.
So we're really excited. It's gone really well over the first 2 weeks of launch.
That is wonderful. That's epic news. And I think, as you kind of spread what designers from the African continent are capable of, I think that's one advantage. I want to talk to you about just the psychology of fashion. Just a couple of days ago, Warren, I was speaking to somebody who's in the space of research, and they were putting together this very comprehensive research around women and, where femininehood is going in terms of career, and women kind of putting that on the back burner, wanting to be more rested and but also financially abundant. So there are other shifts in the psyche of women, in the environment, in the workplace, in the family space, that are informing how women want to feel, not only in their being, but also in their clothes. So as you put together this collection of so many, getting out of the capsule and really catering for so many women, do you consider that? Do you consider femininehood, rather, and where it's going in the future?
Absolutely. I mean, I've got two parts to answer, right? The first part would be a more process-driven response, in that, the power of a platform like Shein is the data, right? I mean, they know almost everything about their customer, and I mean, their intelligence algorithms that kind of help guide product and collection development it's mind-blowing. I mean, I've never seen intelligence like this before. So in guiding us as we developed as a brand and as we developed these collections, they actually pushed us to design for moments like you just kind of described now, like workplace moments, casual moments, social moments, in transit moments between everything. So I mean, they're really clued on to kind of how people are buying and the psychology of buying. Yeah. So that was a help. And then the second part of my answer is, it's absolutely got nothing to do with me. We've got very, very strong female creatives, and they know exactly what they're doing. And I just kind of remove myself from the process and say, ladies, you smart, you know exactly what you're doing. Make magic, right? Like, yes. Let me out the way and let you do your thing. I just kind of handle the commercial side, et cetera, et cetera. Creative, not my cup of tea.
I love that. Well, I mean, they are the demographic, so that makes complete sense. Okay, Warren, let's talk very quickly about this affordable indulgence, if you will. Talk to me about the price point and perhaps even just some of the textures and colors that are part of the palette for the range.
So, very interesting. Again, working with Shein opens so many doors. I mean, when we really got into the design phase about 4 months ago, they shipped boxes and boxes of textiles, right? And they said, guys, this is what we've got in stock. This is kind of trending for the season, et cetera, go nuts, right? And then our design team we've got a room in the office that's literally, we call it the Museum of Fabric because it's just got everything there, right? So I mean, the very talented design and creative team, they kind of work closely with the Shein production team in China to kind of work on things like seasonal color things, the right fabrics, the way the clothes feel on your body, etc. And I think they've done an amazing job because it's complex, right? It's winter here where we are. It's summer in North America, right? So you've got to develop ranges that are kind of, to a certain degree, applicable for all areas of the world. I mean, over the first 2 weeks, the data showing we've got people buying the collection, some in Poland, some in Brazil, a couple in Australia, quite a few in America. It's different seasons everywhere. So you can't be everything to everyone all at once, but we've got to try and balance that, as we release these collections, because we're not releasing for one territory only, right? So one of the things with Shein, everything's got to be applicable globally. So it took a bit of getting used to. I mean, I'm not going to lie, for this first collection that 50 garments launched, we probably went through 400 to 500 designs because, it took us a while to get used to designing for a global market. It wasn't something that just, kind of happened overnight.
Okay, it sounds very exciting. Warren, in just a few seconds, where can we go if I want to search specifically for the House of One and your collaborative work with Shein? How do I search for it? How do I find the collection?
So thankfully, by the nature of our partnership, we've been given our very own branded store on Shein. Okay. So you can go to shein.com and just type House of One in the search bar, and you'll find our store. Our store, it's evolving because, the demand is growing significantly. So what started out as a storefront with one banner has now become, in the next couple of days, it will change to a storefront with multi-collection capability, embedded video, all these wonderful things. So if you go look at it today and you go look at it in a week's time, it's probably going to look completely different. And hopefully we can continue this momentum and, we can deliver a full landing page experience in the next month or so. That's the idea.
Thank you, Warren. Thank you so much. We're very excited to go shopping. House of One on Shein. Just type those 3 words and you will be able to experience the full collection. All the best, Warren, to you and the team, and thank you for your hard work.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure to have a chat.
All right, it's 3:31.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
And a very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Mosibu Di Makura with the latest sports news. And the Sawa will start with football news. So Zambia will launch their Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship 2024 campaign today with a high-stakes clash against the 2-time champions, the Democratic Republic of Congo, at the Nyayo National Stadium in Nairobi. So the Shapolopolo side are aiming to make a strong start in their quest for a maiden CHAN title, hoping to better their best place ever, which was a 3rd place at the 2009 edition. The head coach of the Zambian football side, Avram Grant, however, says his broader ambition extends beyond the tournament as he seeks now to lay the foundation for a competitive senior national team. The opponents in today's game, the DR Congo, are under pressure now to deliver. This after losing their opening match 1-0 to the host side Kenya. The Leopards now face a fresher Zambian side who only arrived in Nairobi 3 days ago, but the Congolese are now confident they can rise to the occasion. The coach, Otis Ngoma, was quite clear in his assessment that his side must respond in today's match. Despite the early setback, there remains belief in the DR Congo camp that the team can recover, beginning in today's match against Zambia. Kick-off for that game is at 5 p.m. Central African time. In tennis news now, Emma Raducanu says she is excited to be working with Rafael Nadal's former coach, Francis Roig, as she prepares for this year's US Open final Grand Slam tournament of the year. The 22-year-old has been working very hard and has been working as well with the British coach Mark Patchy on an informal basis since March of this year, and has now added the Spaniard Roig to her team on a full-time basis. Now, Roig worked alongside Nadal's uncle Tony Nadal from 2005 to 2022 and was also part of the all 22 of the Spaniards' Grand Slam victories. Now, the British number one is playing in the Cincinnati Open for the very first time since the 2022 edition this week and will face fellow Brit Katie Bolter or the Serbian Olga Danalovic in her opening match after receiving a first-round bye for the first round. Back home now, former Comrades Marathon winner Nick Bester has criticised the decision to move the Cape Town Marathon to May in 2025, warning that the new date could negatively affect the race. Now, organisers confirm that the event will now take place on the 8th of May next year instead of the traditional October slot. The 2025 edition, with over 20,000 entries, will still take place on October. That's the 19th of October. Bester now believes the October timing was quite ideal and that moving it to May places it uncomfortably close to the Two Oceans Marathon in April and then the Comrades Marathon in June, making it difficult for athletes to adequately prepare for all three events.
Perfect spot in the calendar on the South African running calendar, October. There's nothing happening major except the Soweto in November. But now he's competing with the Two Oceans and the Comrades in the spec of a couple of weeks apart.
Bester also expressing his concerns about the ongoing uncertainty surrounding other major races, including the Soweto Marathon, as well as the City to City Marathon. While he welcomed the fact that the Cape Town Marathon will still take place this year, he also noted its full potential is hindered by various logistical as well as scheduling limitations.
It's 50-50, so we don't know if City to City is going to take place. I've got so many athletes that want to run that. We don't know. Soweto is going to take place. So it was definite. Luckily, the Cape Town Marathon is taking place. But it looks like the Cape Town Marathon limit the elite field. So that also is a problem. We can't get in all our elite guys into the Cape Town Marathon field because there are very strict guidelines. It's difficult to speak to them. It's difficult to talk to them. The elite manager there was difficult. So we still got a lot of fast athletes that want to run a Cape Town Marathon, but they don't been allowed elite status. So they.
Right, so that concludes your sports news this hour. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email. That's to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. Back with the final sports update for the afternoon in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosibu Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective. In this episode of Channel Africa Conversations, Peter talks to Dr. Thulisile Buddha, an academic, author, and an expert in indigenous knowledge systems. Join us for a compelling discussion on preserving African languages and traditions in the digital era. Dr. Thulisile unpacks the role of educators, explorers, and how technologies like AI can support cultural preservation, and challenges us to rethink how we honor African heritage. You can find the episode on YouTube, SABC Plus, and on our website, channelafrica.co.za. This episode is a must-listen for educators, creators, and change makers across the continent. Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
15:37 on the digital clock. In this hour, Chandugo Ligege standing by with the latest in business.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Mmatsheko, and good afternoon. Zambia has denied that an acid spill in its copper mining region 6 months ago still posed a serious health risk, a day after the U.S. Embassy restricted travel to the area for U.S. officials citing widespread contamination. The spill occurred in February when a tailings dam failed at a Chinese-run copper processing plant, spewing 50,000 cubic meters of acidic slurry into nearby rivers. Southern African country's government has sought to clean up affected areas using lime to lower acidity levels and said there was no need for alarm. The Angolan government says the country got back $200 million of collateral in May that it had to post to JP Morgan earlier in the year after the price of its bond rebounded, easing pressure on its finances. JP Morgan and Angola agreed in December a $1 billion one-year derivative contract known as a total return swap backed by $1.9 billion in its government dollar bonds. In early April, JP Morgan demanded extra security from the Southern African crude oil exporter after a sharp oil price decline in the wake of tariff turmoil hit the value of Angolan bonds provided as collateral. In other news, agriculture economist Johan Willemse says job losses in South Africa's agricultural sector will be unavoidable after the 30% U.S. imposed tariffs take effect in less than 24 hours. He was speaking at the Free State Agriculture Annual Congress in Bloemfontein. Willemse says the tariffs will affect the citrus industry severely and in turn negatively affect the country's economy.
The issue is that it will make our products much more expensive. And the industries that are really hampered by this is our citrus exports, nuts and wine exports. That is the biggest industry. So we luckily in the Free State, we don't export that type of products. We export to other countries.
The South African government is moving towards a total ban of microbeads. The Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment Department has published draft regulations. They are aimed at banning the production, distribution, sale, import and export of plastic microbeads and products containing them. The regulations target tiny solid plastic particles under 5 millimeters found in, among others, cosmetics, personal care items and toiletries. Lula Mamakia reports.
Minister Dr. Dion George says the aim is to curb the devastating impact of the microbeads on the marine ecosystems and food chains. Once enacted, the rules will impose a blanket prohibition on these microbeads. Penalties for non-compliance include fines of up to 10 million rand or imprisonment of up to 20 years in cases of repeated offences.
Global technology stocks advanced in a relief rally after the latest tariff salvo from U.S. President Donald Trump largely exempted industry heavyweights from his threat to impose 100% levy on chips and semiconductors. Trump says the new tariff rate will apply to all chips and semiconductors coming into the U.S., but will not apply to companies that had made a commitment to manufacture in the U.S. or were in the process of doing so. Apple's stock rose 2.9% in pre-market trading after Trump's announcement yesterday that the company will invest an additional $100 billion in the U.S., a move that could help it sidestep potential tariffs on iPhones. Let's have a look at financial indicators at this hour. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,000 naira 527. Botswana 13 pula 39. Kenya the dollar is at 128 shilling 599. Zambia 22 kwacha 90. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is at 5 real 48. Russia 79 rubles 93. India 87 rupee 4. China 7 yuan 18. South Africa $1 is at 17 rand 81 cents. $1 is trading at 75 pence to the British pound, 86 to the euro. Looking at commodities, gold is at $3,387, platinum at $1,338 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil $67.22 a barrel. That is all for now. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanduko Ligege.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Africa Update on Channel Africa with Lulu Kabu.
Mozambique's opposition leader Venancio Mondlane has been charged with incitement to terrorism and disobedience. He faces a total of 5 charges. The charges relate to post-election violence that left hundreds of people dead. What punishment is he looking at?
The most severe charges are 2. One is incitement for terrorism, and also is being charged for mobilizing people for terrorism during the protests. These charges are really serious and severe. If he is condemned, is found guilty, he could serve 10 years plus years in jail, meaning that he would be banned from political participation, mainly for the 2028 and 2029 electoral cycle.
The director of CDD, the Center for Democracy and Development, Adriano Novunga.
Africa Update with Lulu Kabu, 12 to 1 p.m. Central African Time. The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Young couples or young people that are getting married, we often hear of divorces, that they're getting divorced, and it's quite worrying because when we attend these weddings, we want to see these people flourish and celebrate 30-year anniversaries. What do you think is the main challenge that is facing newlyweds?
We say that tell me how you were raised and I'll tell you how you love. So when we see people getting married, that's not where the relationship actually starts. The relationship starts with how you were raised, what you were familiar with, because we are attracted to what we are familiar with. If you don't have a background where love was prominent, where love was authentic, it's going to be very difficult for you to manufacture that in later life. So our upbringing has something to do with it.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege. The Upside with Tebogo Likuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito, bringing Africa's voices to the world. On Channel Africa, the African perspective.
London.
Another banger.
Come here, wait till the water you. Green body make I rock, yeah. I know you seen on me. I get the money pass your papa. Wait till you want way I know feel do for you. Why you want the booga one? Share you be kiss than any. You better drop your body and move sucker. Suffer with this body. Make we run, I'm on a low key. Baby, you know me. They get us to go move where you no go. Green. Come make a drive your come make a drive this your jalo. Please, baby, allow me. Tip you off with the alawi. See body, oh. See body, oh. Egg by me, oh. He dey bust in my bololo. He dey bust in my bololo. Please help me, oh. Me, I don't jam waiting, but come here waiting the water. Green body make I rock, yeah. I know you seen on me. I get the money pass your papa. Wait till you want way I don't feel do for you. Why you want the booga one? Share you be kiss than any. You better drop your body and move. You to the form with this love for 15, baby, and lend me. I get the bounce for you. You want they do like say night I know the end. You to the still they do like say your waist know the end. You know the bend. You follow my command, baby, do like I do, baby, front and back. Give me boom back a boom, sucker. Suffer with this body, make we run, I'm on a low key. Baby, you know me. They get us to go move where you no go. Breathe, come make a drive your come make a drive this your jalo. Please, baby, allow me. Tip you off with the alawi. Come here, wait till the water you. Green body make I rock, yeah. I know you seen on me. I get the money pass your papa. Wait till you want way I know feel do for you. Why you want the booga one? Share you be kiss than any. You better drop your body and move sucker. Suffer with this body. Make we run, I'm on a low key. Baby, baby, you know me. It get us to go move where you no go. Breathe, come make a drive your come make a drive this your jalo.
We take no sides, none whatsoever. We are the upside.
I really like what you done to me. I can't really explain it. I am so
Talking like you're ready, can you handle that? Maybe we can settle that. I know you're feeling for my bigger back, boo. All in your face, all in your face. I'm down to do what you really want to. Champagne with a little fun, yeah. Show me what you really want. Nobody do me as good as you. See my record, just like magic. Drive me loco, automatic, so electric. Roboto, oh, you give me such an essence, I can hack it. So spiritual, fresh out the package. Oh, I rap like bandage on you. It's only you for me. You for me. You for me. Oh, I'm into you for me. Give it all to me. Can't nobody compare to you.
I'm to bury the no magatola. I'm to bury the no magatola. I'm to bury the no magatola. Badola.
Already you giving me what I wanna. Nobody fit to they can never ever. Caesar, call you my Caesar. I'm still a diva, but I'm a keeper. It's your ability for stability. It's how you keep me held in captivity. Oh, me like it. You know I'm for it. See my recoil, just like magic. Drive me loco, automatic, so electric. Roboto, oh, you give me such an essence, I can hack it. So spiritual, fresh out the package. Oh, I rap like bandage on you. It's only you for me. You for me. You for me. Oh, I'm into you for me. Give it all to me. Can't nobody compare to you.
I'm to bury the no magatola. I'm to bury the no magatola. I'm to bury the no magatola. Badola.
All right, here we are coming through with some legendary African music, if we could call it that, or at least legendary music of the future. Tiwa Savage coming through with You For Me. It's very evident that they've sampled the USA's superstar Tamia in that one. Beautiful piece of music. So in news around Tiwa Savage and Skepta, well, they have dropped a new music video just a few days ago, if I'm not mistaken, or a day ago. But very, very recently, they've dropped a video for On The Low. So if you haven't checked it out yet, it is available on all the good quality spaces where you can catch a video, YouTube being one of them. So check it out, okay? They've dropped the video. It's their new kind of collaborative piece of music titled On The Low. And it's taken off of Tiwa Savage's upcoming album. This one is personal, she calls the album. This one is personal. And it's coming out this month, okay? It's coming through on the 29th of August is when she will be dropping This One Is Personal. Maybe we should get her on the show so she can talk about, because, I mean, the title already very, very provocative. And I'm already interested to be a fly on the wall, to get a sense of what it is that is so personal that she put in this album. Really beautiful, striking cover work. If you've seen This One Is Personal, and just the little kind of tidbits that are being dropped ahead of the album release, then you will know that this is an extraordinary piece of work. Visually, gorgeous. So we can't wait to hear what the offering on the album is like, because it also looks like she's going to be making waves in the UK scene as well, with some other collaborations outside of Skepta. Of course, Skepta being from the UK, and others as well that she's going to be working with, like she has been over the years. You know, she's really built her career from the ground up. And if that's not inspiration enough, I don't know what is. We are at the tail end of our show. It has been so good to spend the afternoon with you here on The Upside. We are here every single Monday to Friday, if the space is new to you, with Tebogo Lekhuleni and myself, Mmatsheko Mosito. We're here with you every single day, all right, during the week between 1 and 4. And speaking of Tebogo, he's out and about, okay, for this week, but he will be back with us in studio come Monday. What's the date on Monday? I don't know what the date is. I think it's the 10th, yeah? The 10th of August. On Monday, he will be back with us in studio as we bring you The Upside. But listen, our suggestion box is always open for you. If there's anything you'd like to share with us, you are welcome to do so at Channel Africa 1 on Twitter, or X as it's now known, hashtag The Upside.
Love it way more. I say dreams, sir.
Niger
love it way more. Yeah. Oh, Ferrari look good on you. Bugatti look good on you. Gucci look good on you. Louis good on you. Like, ask you one question, I want to hear this from you. Girl, I want know, say you go there for me, yeah. If I dey drink garri, yeah. Say you go do all the thing where you say you go do for me, yeah. If I no get the money, oh, yeah. Say you go stand by me, yeah. Say you go do all the thing where you say you go do for me, yeah. Bam bam, you know that, I know that, my love for you no get pattern. Rhyme and redo like San Sultan. Sing it out loud anyway that I can. Oh, my mommy, oh, my daddy, oh. Soon they go miss you, my baby, oh. Somebody, for your matter I go kiss somebody, oh. You know this love, something's not a joking thing. Baby girl, you know something, say somebody do somebody. For your matter I go kiss somebody. Say it's is it me and you, mommy, oh. Is it me and you, mommy, oh. Yeah. Ferrari look good on you. Bugatti look good on you. Gucci look good on you. Louis good on you. Like, ask you one question, I want to hear this from you. Girl, I want know. Say you go there for me, yeah. If I dey drink garri, yeah. Say you go do all the thing where you say you go do for me, yeah. If I no get the money, oh, yeah. Say you go stand by me, yeah. Say you go do all the thing where you say you go do for me, oh. I'm just asking you a question. Mommy, you no need to vex you. If this wasn't my position, say you go give me your best, yo. I love you, girl, no the baby. You know for sure you're my baby. I'll be awake when you're sleeping, just to make sure I'm not dreaming, no, not dreaming, no. You know that I love you, baby. Do anything for you, baby. Ferrari logo down you, Bugatti logo down you, Gucci logo down you, Louis go down you. Let me ask you one question, me want to hear this from you. Bad man want no, oh, girl I want no.
NigerExclusive.net.
Big Stone, stop.
Techno coming through with On You, the title of the song. Thank you for being here. The Upside on with you every single day, Monday to Friday between 1 and 4. And this is us at the tail end of the show, making way for a news bulletin that comes through at 4 p.m. sharp. And then straight after that, Africa gets into business. Okay, the Queen of Business is here, Tami Gubeni, just waiting to fill you in on what to look forward to in the next hour. Madame, bonjour.
Bonjour, madame.
Ça va?
Ça va bien, merci.
Merci beaucoup. What's coming up?
Well, quite a lot. It is Wednesday, right? And every Thursday. Yes, it is Thursday. And every single Thursday, we bring you our G20 feature. And today we'll be focusing on G20 insurance. The South African Reserve Bank recently shone the spotlight on various catastrophes in the world and the need to have what is called a natural catastrophe insurance. And this being highlighted as one of the key priorities for the G20. And we also this afternoon will be continuing our conversations regarding this 30% tariff hike. Breaking news is that the presidents, Donald Trump and Cyril Ramaphosa, have agreed to continue engaging even though this 30% tariff has already been passed. So we'll see if there will be, any movements regarding that. And also we have our C-suite today. We'll be speaking to Jolene Pierce, who's the newly appointed CEO of KPMG South Africa. That's our guest this afternoon in the C-suite.
All right. So Tami Gubeni in her C-suite for the next hour for Africa in Business. You're welcome to engage with the show live and streaming audio-visually on Facebook as well as YouTube. Otherwise, listen, you can drop it in our suggestion box. Any business news that you'd like to share. On Twitter, it's at Channel Africa 1. Use the hashtag Africa in Business. We're making way for a news bulletin that's to come at 4 p.m. Have a glorious rest of the afternoon. Okay. Keep listening to Channel Africa. Okay. And I will see you again tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Okay.
in Central African time. Okay. Thank you. Cheers.